1.
ब्रो मेरे को तो ये एपिसोड करने में ही गांठ फट रहा है. क्यों तुम लोग ये सब स्टंट्स कर रहे हो ब्रो?
बाबा देखो जितना डरना है अभी डर ले.
Yeah. I have one thing to say, that if at the end of this episode, when I wake up tomorrow morning, if don't have nightmares or whatever, I will watch a horror movie of your choice.
Oh my God.
Oh wow, well done.
Movie, fucker, don't give me a series and all.
नहीं, we'll find the longest one. Don't worry, Baba.
No, movie.
नहीं हम लोग Exorcist को बहुत slowly play करेंगे. ठीक है.
Oh, you have to play. हाँ, you have to watch the Exorcist. Correct.
And the right at the time when she walks, उल्टा ना ऐसे freeze कर देंगे उसको.
Oh God.
फिर सब लाइट बंद कर देंगे. बाबा कह रहा हूँ.
When her head turns completely like an owl, that is what you need to watch, Baba.
Baba, you have unwittingly said the worst thing.
No, it's fine. I mean, my biggest fear is the repercussions of horror, right? So let's see. Okay.
Repercussions of horror. You know what happens now for people who don't believe? They get haunted the most.
I understand.
Yeah.
Nobody who believes in horror doesn't not get haunted.
Okay, Varun, do you want to take the intro or what?
Yes. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Internet Said So, a show where we take random industry weird absurd facts, science trivia, and personal stories, and we talk about it. And today's episode, if you haven't guessed by the lighting, is about Adani electricity and how we.
Which is the horror actually.
Why is Batman making our opening like it's?
Can we switch lighting on, guys? Because really, like.
नहीं ठीक है. Okay, public in the comments, let us know. Do you all want us to shift lighting or remain in this amazing candle?
Because a light in my house would feel nice for me.
Wouldn't you want to hear a story with this frame?
Yeah.
Kautuk, tu aaj kya kha raha hai?
I will show you. Oh, by the way, Baba, this is the real haunting for you. Are you ready? Watch my background, okay? There will be a spirit appearing in 3, 2.
What is that?
It is Pani Puri Jawar Ball. All right.
You know, actually, what's the worst?
You know, this takes effort.
Hey, bro, it's not the food. It's the names of the food.
The food.
Food तो है इसका फको, लेकिन जवार पानी पूरी balls मतलब क्या?
But like that's to the go real out horror. And find it. Yeah,
that's the real
There's
horror.
A man who's trying to go out of business and say that like he wants to declare bankruptcy. But Kautuk is not letting that company declare bankruptcy, which is making these weird products.
No, man, it's got a big market. There are many people with flawed digestive systems, and we love this shit, man.
The real horror is the food, dude.
Anyway, time to get to the real episode. And the real episode is, as you have guessed by now, Horror Stories Part 2. Technically Part 3, but 2. So this is like the Krish franchise.
Varun, तेरे रिंग लाइट का एक लाइट को 1 पे रखना प्लीज.
मैं रिंग लाइट चालू ही नहीं किया है ब्रो, ये पूरा मैं
I know, so I'm saying तो ऑन कर और एक बार पे रख, बिकॉज तेरा शक्ल दिख ही नहीं रहा है.
हाँ चलेगा, नहीं मेरी आवाज सुनाई दे रही है ना, बस इतना काफी है. कोई मेरे शक्ल देखने नहीं आ रही है पॉडकास्ट.
हाँ तो that's what I want to know.
हाँ, don't worry about it. So anyway, we've done a lot of our personal stories already in the previous one. So if we have any left, by the way, Kautuk, तू last episode में नहीं था.
हाँ मेरा.
तो तेरे पास तो personal stories की पूरा भंडार.
तो नहीं, मेरे सारे खत्म हो गए पहले ही. But मेरे पास horror stories बहुत है.
हाँ.
Because and I fucking missed out last time, man.
Yeah, dude, and for this episode I was going through a whole bunch of research, and there's a subreddit called No Sleep on Reddit.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, bro.
Oh God, no. I was too scared, man. I was too scared of that.
Y'all are scared.
I mean, scared in the sense you're bound to get like a little
creeped out.
Some of them are really long, so that becomes a problem reading it. But other than that, there's some really like scary ass ones. So Kautuk, since you weren't there in the last episode,
मेरे को तो लग रहा है कुछ करना ही नहीं चाहिए, सिर्फ कौतुक बोल सकता है इसमें.
Nahi. So, I'll start with a light one. Okay, a small one. And this is the story of Karl Tanzler. All right. Now, Karl Tanzler was a German man who went to the United States and he began working as a radiologist there. Now, as a radiologist, he came across a patient. Her name was Elena Helen Hoyos. Okay, and she was considered to be the local beauty of Florida, where he was practicing. And she came in with a problem of tuberculosis, and this was in the early 20th century. So they didn't have, like, it was a fatal thing. So he he looks at her and he falls in love with her. Okay, now there is one creepy aside to this, which is that Karl Tanzler used to have visions. And in his vision, he had seen a person who was supposed to be his true love. And she looked very much like Helen Hoyos. So when he sees this patient walk in, he says, "This is it." And he tries to tend to her, but unfortunately, she succumbs. Now, when this happens, she dies, and Karl Tanzler offers the family saying, I want to build a mausoleum for your daughter. I will pay for the burial. I'm going to build this mausoleum. He builds it and he shows up every night at her grave. Then 2 years later, the grave is robbed. The body is taken away. Okay. 7 years later, a neighbor of Karl Tanzler sees him dancing with the corpse through an open window. So what had happened was he informs the authorities. They come in and they find out that Karl Tanzler had dug up the body, taken her home, repurposed her face with plaster, kept her body together with piano wire and coat hangers, had used disinfectants and preservers to keep her around. And for 7 years, he had kept that body in his bed. And only when it was
Wait,
found
the body
out,
didn't decompose.
it was decomposing, and he would keep fixing it up. So and he kept her with him for 7 years until it was found out. The family was obviously mortified when they found out that this had happened. They managed to take the body away from him and they buried her in an unmarked grave because they were afraid that other people would do the same.
He'll find it again.
Yeah, or him or other people. So here's the other thing. Karl Tanzler was tried but never convicted for any of this. And he went on to live like a free life. He got a US citizenship. And till the end, he died at the age of 75. Till the end, he had a doll which resembled this lady.
Shit, dude, this is so messed up.
Is creepy, right? Like, it's creepy.
Yeah,
In the meantime, guys, I'm going to keep interrupting this podcast with like ठोको, guys. तुम लोग को like ठोकना है, super chats end में पड़े जाएंगे. I'm going to keep coming back to reality. But
अगर तुमने like नहीं ठोका तो एक सफेद साड़ी में औरत तुम्हारे घर पे घूमना शुरू करेगी आज रात से. तो सब like ठोको. अगर तुमने शेयर नहीं किया तो तुम्हारे पैर उल्टे हो जाएंगे.
Yeah.
And I just want to reminder, this is an absolutely true story. There's a Wikipedia page dedicated to this one, so you can check it out. It's called Karl Tanzler.
Like, would you qualify this as horror? Like, is this part of, because then I can see it.
I'll tell you something. Like, for me, horror is not just it's not just
it's
ghosts.
less about the ghosts. Exactly.
Because horror is everything on the spectrum of grief to creepiness. Like, just everything on that spectrum is horror. It's
and it can be something sinister, right? And sinister doesn't necessarily need to be tu mar gaya. या तेरे को कोई मारने आ रहा है, right? It could just be sinister in thought or just the audacity that somebody would do something to that degree. I think that qualifies more horror for me than अरे भूत आ गया, जम मार दिया, वो मर गई थी.
Jump scare, jump scares is something that we've gotten used to now, but something that really creeps under your skin. Like, I remember one movie that particularly creeped under my skin was the one with Ethan Hawke, and I mentioned this in the last podcast also. But that movie really left me like, oh shit, I have to sit and watch a comedy movie
Sinister?
right after this. Sinister.
No?
Yeah,
Sinister
anything to
was.
do with a camera, anything to do with a camera projector, like really scares me because I'm so involved with screens all the time, like computer, TV, and things like that. That the Ring, that really scares the crap out of me. Anything coming
Other
out of a TV.
Adar's experience is more scary currently than Kautuk's story. Like I'm scared because of what Adar said, because now I'm scared of the screen. You know what I'm saying? The psychology
Yeah,
of it is worse.
देख कौतुक अभी बाहर आएगा और तेरे को पानी पूरी पॉप्स खिलाएगा.
Nee.
That is such a scary proposition for Neville Shah.
Nee, but like even in Sinister, na, there's that one specific scene, right, where he's playing the videotape that he's found in the
Oh,
attic,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And at one point in time, the dude turns,
Yeah.
right? And the
Oh
thing is, we've
God,
seen
man.
this in so many horror movie, but something about it always captivates our imagination, right? Like, oh shit, ये turn हो गया, गांड फट गई. तू बाकी पूरा पिक्चर नहीं देखा ना, तो भी तू बोलेगा ठीक है, मैं बहुत डर गया. वो एक सीन में.
But you know something, Bawa, I feel the opposite. I feel like movies are one of the worst ways to consume horror, because
You want to read it, right?
no, you
Oh
want
God.
to listen to it
You want to
from
Listen
another
to it.
person. You know why?
Mhm.
Because here's the thing: when the person's telling it to you, right? Like they bring their own sort of like emotion to it, and because you're listening to it, you are coming up with the
Yes.
most frightening thing that
Yes.
you
The
think
scenario.
of.
Absolutely,
And
absolutely.
not only from a character or the person's point of view, but also from what's happening around, what's next.
Yeah.
Like you've imagined the worst case scenario more than anything else, I would imagine.
You know, and
Like,
that happened with me with this story that I'm about to say. Okay, so the story was called "The Man on My Porch," and it's basically about this. Like, there was a 9-year-old kid, and his parents decided to go out of town. Right, 9 or 10 years old, they decided to go out of town, and he was obviously alone at home. Now, most people are like, "अरे 9 साल के 10 साल के बच्चे को कैसे छोड़ के गए?" मैं खुद रहा हूँ घर पे. जब मेरे पेरेंट्स वीकेंड के लिए बाहर गए, I'm like, मेरे को घर पे रहना है, मासी बाजू में रहती, so I can stay. So somehow this kid must have had similar arrangements. He's at home, right? Alone, 10-year-old kid, and the backside of his house, the porch, सामने रास्ता है. So he's used to seeing people walk to and fro. At one point in time, sorry, this is the backyard, not the front porch. He sees a dude just standing on the walkway, right? And this guy has hair up till his eyes. He's mumbling something, and this kid is in his room on the first floor, and he's hearing not sounds, he's hearing more like almost this weird cat sounds. And that's weird because their cat actually passed away 3 years ago, right? And the sound got increasingly more, so he came to the window and he sees this dude standing there. Dude walks closer, jumps over the fence.
the cat.
The guy, there's no cat. The kid could hear cat sounds, this weird shrieky cat sounds, which was weird because the cat was already dead 3 years ago. So what is that sound? He goes to check,
Could be another
sees this
cat.
guy. No, there was no other cat. It was this dude who was standing there, crosses over the fence, comes
Mumbling.
in. The kid goes down and he starts yelling, saying, "My parents are going to come home, leave now," shit like that. But the guy does not respond. He's just there and he looks up at the kid. Now, when he looks up at the kid,
Oh fuck!
this guy has brown stuff oozing out of his mouth and what looks like stubbed cigarette butts that his dad used to keep in the ashtray behind. Right? So brown stuff falling and just cigarette butts, and it's like falling out of me. He's putting his hand into the ashtray and eating it again and just staring at this kid. Obviously, kid gets fucking freaked, runs up, calls the police. 911 थोड़े टाइम में वो जो भी 5-10 मिनट में he can hear the cop cars coming and he hears sounds coming from under his house. Now he's gone one floor up. This stuff is happening right below, right? It's right below his line of sight. He goes, he sees the cops with their guns out, and the cops are telling the guy to vacate the property, right? Because he's trespassing.
Oh shit! They can see him. Okay, huh?
Yeah, it's a real person. That's what later.
Yeah.
So the kid is like, okay, chal aise kuch. I'm not imagining some shit, right? The cops point out, he can't see the guy. He can only see the cops, and both the cops are pointing their gun, asking him to surrender and come out into the car with them. Guy does not respond, and that billi ka shrieking type sound that he could hear keeps getting louder and louder and louder. The cops yell further, "Ki stop, hands up, blah blah blah." Doesn't listen. Suddenly, the male cop's eyes almost go big, and this kid can see it, right? And this dude who was eating the cigarettes or whatever runs fast towards the female cop and knocks her out. Like knocks her out. This chick gets hurt. She's out cold. Police guy doesn't shoot this dude. He hits him with the gun tries to put him down, tases him. So this guy is vibrating violently. उसका हाथ बांध लेता है बहुत मुश्किल से, and you can see that he's having a tough time, right? Then he brings the female officer, like puts water on her, gets her to get up. They take this guy and they're about to put him in the car. But as they're about to put him in the car, the guy turns around and looks at this kid up once again. Now this kid the whole time is in the top in his room balcony looking out at this guy. Whatever this happens, he goes, and the cop comes back and he's like, did you see anything? Could you see anything? He said, no, the guy was below me, so I could only see you guys. He's like, I'm glad. I wish that you'd never had to see any of that again. And then he goes to explain to the mom, because by then the parents come back, right? He goes to explain to the mom that this guy, once the police called out to him, suddenly got like almost started getting fits, so to speak. And he got really tensed up and just lost control and ran towards this woman. Later, they found out that this guy has escaped from a mental asylum, which is close to the town that this house was in. And not just that, this guy used to live in this same house.
Oh shit!
Many years ago, until he was diagnosed with some sort of mental illness. I don't know if it was, I forget the name of the illness he was diagnosed with, but that
There is an illness which causes you to eat cigarette butts.
I don't know why he did, right? But he was diagnosed with an illness. His mom passed away. The only one who was taking care of him passed away. And because he was already ill, they had to forcibly vacate him from the house and put him in an institution. And this kid, who's now slightly obviously more grown up, would miss the times that he spent with his mom. So he came back only to see the house. So that was one. Okay, it doesn't end there. It doesn't end there.
Came to see the house.
Yeah, he just came to see the house because that brought back memories. Still didn't.
Like इसका real estate price बढ़ा है क्या आज तक?
क्या मालूम,
Came to check.
right? फिर ये हो गया. The kid asked the police officer to promise him that this man will never come back. Police officer promises and sticks to his promise for many years. The dude doesn't come back. This guy grows up. His parents have now moved out of the house. He's bought the house from his parents. He continues to live there. His parents don't. One day he's sitting and smoking, when a guy walks, stops and just looks at the house. This is almost 16 years later. This guy, instead of getting scared or running away, something happens inside him. He asks him to come inside. The guy crosses over, comes inside. He offers him chai, coffee, whatever. He's like, do you want to come in? Because he knows that this guy is to live here. So this guy, older guy now, walks in, and as he looks at the house, he starts frantically laughing. Just laughing alone to himself, not saying anything to this other guy. Laughing. This sab chal raha hai. Walks in, and as he looks at the house, he starts frantically laughing. What the hell? Just laughing alone to himself, not saying
Oh,
The fuck, this is scary.
so did you?
I didn't do anything. I thought my YouTube was on, but it's not.
Someone's audio is on.
No, but someone's audio is now off.
So what happened at the end of the
Okay.
story?
Nothing. Then this guy came, sat down, and immediately turned the channel to watch cartoons. Because in his head, he's still stuck in the memory that he had with his mom from back when he used to live there. So from being scared of this guy to 16 years later, this guy coming back, now they struck a deal with the mental asylum. Okay, because he's like, listen, I don't want to be scared of him. I want to help him. So they've now come to an arrangement where every Sunday for 2 hours, he gets to come home with obviously his minders from the institution, just so that he can experience the house again and relive his
Fucking
memories.
Stephen
Bro.
King novel, dude.
This is a Stephen King novel.
एक second, Bhava.
Ah.
This is yours and my story.
No.
If you came back to this house,
Oh shit, dude. Wow. It's just Baba one day sitting and watching cartoons.
क्या करे अभी? Someone के
Okay, I have a someone के साथ. I have a
yeah.
couple of
Wait, who
stories
is this
also.
person? Why did it suddenly? Why did that?
How
Why
do
did
you
Varun's
not?
audio start playing back?
Arey, it's
But
not-
how do you
I
not
didn't
know
play.
someone? Just chilling here. Someone. Hello.
Oh wow. That's messed up.
कौन है dude?
I'm close.
Jose,
Oh, it's
I know you
Jose.
saw my display picture, Neville.
It's
I know you saw it
Jose.
already.
Yeah.
whoever's plan this was a shit plan.
Is there anything scarier
It
than
was
seeing
so
Neville
dumb.
look at the screen
Neville
when
is
you
the
join?
moderator. Yeah.
It was my plan with Jose. I told him to did you put the sound on, Jose?
Yeah, he only put the
He
sound
only
on.
put on. Well done.
I
well done.
apologize for
Wow.
doing this. The lights are
look,
very bright in my house. I had to use this filter.
Okay, I'm already scared of fucking horror. What the fuck are you doing, dude?
Really?
Yeah,
And I know you're more scared about the layout getting screwed here.
No.
And
Yeah.
so now we're going to have Cyrus and Suresh also. I'm kidding. They're not here. Not to worry.
I have not sent them one yet. Jose, भेज दे उनको भी. Let's do a.
Oh no! This is
That
ruined.
was
Okay.
I'll keep it like this.
Everybody in the comments who's been asking for Jose since we put up the stream link about this episode. Jose, finally we've gotten Jose. तो इसी बात पे like ठोको सब लोग अभी के
Like
अभी.
Yes.
Yeah.
हरामी आर्मी represent.
Unnerving.
Whose
Yeah.
idea
Yeah.
was this to keep it away from me?
Varun.
All of us.
I didn't take much time in selling him out. It was Varun. I take no
One sec.
responsibility.
I know Aadar and Kautuk didn't know also.
I had no idea, dude.
No,
I had idea.
none of you had an idea. I just messaged Jose randomly. I told him, I said, आजा बिना किसी को बोले आके डरा दे हम लोग को.
You know something, by the way.
I failed with the second part.
This is
I
Varun's
like
acting,
how
okay?
Jose joined with his picture and then he disappeared and then
I made a mistake.
So dumb.
We've never done anything like this before. And I went and I quickly deleted my display picture. And Neville ऐसे देख रहा है. मादरचोद कौन है? And then my phone was also on. He's like, fucking इसकी तो मैं मारेगा साला.
So
Good
I
fun.
think amazing. We are doing now cross promotion between Jose's ghost story and our ghost story episode. Jose, by the way, you
Yes.
have some
Ghost
hardcore
story.
fans on your
Big
podcast
time.
because
They're called
Big
the.
time.
since the
they're-
podcast has started, they've been saying unnerving. So what is the story behind this
Yeah.
unnerving?
That's something that Cyrus Sahukar says a lot whenever he's unnerved. He says unnerving.
Unnerving.
Like the microphone के अंदर
Yeah.
घुस के बोलता है unnerving.
But tell me
Dude,
something, Jose.
Cyrus's biggest fear is actually like I've seen him panic. Like, is it, no, bro, seriously, no, bro. This is what's happening, man. This is very dangerous. People all around. Like Cyrus, very panics. Is the most fun person to be around.
Yeah, he's like
But
ये
is
shoot एक
Cyrus
घंटा
as-
और जाएगा.
Is Cyrus as scared as me?
Yo, he gets
Yeah,
freaked out
Cyrus-
and he
yeah,
really
he
starts getting
panics.
into it.
Oh,
And
dude,
it's weird
I'm
to
really
see a
fast.
6'6" man panic. It's like if anything happens.
His brain
Like,
starts
you're the one-
analyzing
yeah.
it and वो घुस जाता है अंदर उसके अंदर. That's why people like him, honestly.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me, guys. Though so kind of you.
So
Thank
Jose,
you. Thank you for coming, Jose.
Yeah, thank you for. I'm surprised you agreed to come so fast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
As you
took
know,
one
I'm not
message.
doing much. I was hanging out outside my house and I said, oh yes, I'll live stream I must. No, hey, but we discussed this long back, yeah, you know, because
Yeah.
we know how the comment section is. Like, अरे ये लोग भी कर रहे ghost stories, वो लोग भी कर रहे, अरे copy कर रहे, कौन एक दूसरे को copy कर रहे, माँ की आँख नहीं, मैं इसका टीम में, वो उसका टीम में. But so I don't know, it's a good chance to cross promote.
Yeah, but so Jose,
Yes.
I'm happy to not ruin the layout and keep Jose here. Huh?
yeah, okay, bye Neville.
Bye.
Y'all can just, if y'all can remove me and have only the sound. I am also like Neville, because see, Neville, I get you, I understand. ये लोग सिर्फ बात करते हैं, हंसते हैं, having a good time. You have to press the buttons, make sure the aspect ratio is perfect. कौन किसने क्या बोला? इसकी माँ का.
If
I'm
Neville
with you
did that much work.
Yeah.
Oh, someone else is doing it.
No, but Jose, now that you're here now,
Bolo.
we want to hear a ghost story from you because
Like a
you've been
legend.
Jose.
you've been
Yeah.
at it with your ghost stories for 3 months, and public has been giving you a lot. We want to know if you have any.
So we did well for the first 10 episodes. After that, it's mostly old ladies with long hair wearing white. The watchman said she's been dead for 10 years and everyone got fever.
That's what is going on. No, but there were some really scary ones. I don't know if I should repeat those stories. I won't be able to tell them the same way. I can tell you stuff that's happened to me,
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
which I've told on
Yeah.
that stream, and they rejected me on that my own stream. So maybe I can tell it here.
No, Tis Army is very accommodating and forgiving.
But I don't know where they are because right now it's Jose Army completely.
Yeah, it's her army. That's
Her
Jose's
army.
army. Her army.
We were trying to be clever, and we said
Yeah.
harami log hai to har army and
Jose, really, you went with a 2013 MTV pun.
yes, I have to now explain it every time they come on.
Wait.
Hi guys, let me
Harami.
explain harami.
Harami.
No, you have to also explain habubu
Uh,
because there's a lot of habubus.
Cyrus, he keeps telling us कि अगली बार मैं तुम लोग को एक बहुत ही डरावना स्टोरी बताएगा वो साला बताता ही नहीं है. Then one day the chat was going crazy like this. You're like नहीं बताना ही पड़ेगा. So he started the story and it was a jump scare at the end. It was one of those stories. So he ends it with habubu or something. I heard habubu and then the rest is we are now rating things with habubu. But I'm sorry to break the mahal here. Guys, come on.
No, not at
I'm
all.
with you. Adar is burning himself over here with the lighter.
Adar is
Kitna
amazed
garmi hai idhar. How is he managing? I don't understand.
No, Aadar is amazed as to how his fingers get burnt when he touches the flame.
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
genuinely
I'm
asking.
like,
अरे,
why?
तुम लोग का
why
भी
is it
हाथ
like,
जलता
ये
है क्या?
काला हो गया मेरा हाथ. हाँ, मेरा हाथ काला हो गया है. I don't know why that is happening.
I'm getting really happy with this thing because we've moved away from ghost stories.
No, we are coming back to it.
We're coming back.
We're coming back.
Okay,
Chan,
Jose,
on,
personal
on.
story.
Let's do this.
Okay,
Yeah.
personal story. I have only one real, as in semi-real experience from my
Yeah,
own
if you
life.
have more than one, you will probably be dead, Jose. So
Yeah.
it's good you have only one.
But how do people keep their sanity after going through stuff like this? Because it's really unnerving. Sorry. Okay. So now you know how our idea on our podcast is we'll try to explain it with science or we'll laugh, try to our own
I'm there
coping
for that.
mechanism. Yeah.
No,
So anyway, so something I realize is a lot of these stories happen to us when we're younger. So I don't know whether is it our younger undeveloped minds filling in the blanks? Is that
Or
really
overactive imagination.
yeah, is that really happening? So you don't know. Anyway, so I think I must have been in the 4th or 5th standard. I can't remember now, but I was very, very young, and our bedroom is such that all of us sleep in one room. It used to be my mom, my dad, me, all on the bed over there, lying down, going to sleep. And one night, I don't know what happened. I don't know exactly what happened, but this is what I experienced. Okay, so I was still awake. They were both passed out, and I see now on the other side of our curtains in the bedroom, there's trees and all that stuff is already really creepy. Like moonlight coming in, blah blah. And the curtains are there, and they're creating a bit of a silhouette kind of situation. And I see this black figure just floating from the curtains towards me. Okay. Now I'm dead serious about this. Even my mom didn't believe me until date. She thinks that maybe I just made it up or whatever. But this really happened to me as far as I'm concerned. So I see this thing slowly come forth. And at first I thought maybe I'm dreaming or maybe I'm imagining something. So मैं कुछ नहीं किया. I just remained there like nothing was happening. I was awake, just faffing around. And as this thing got closer and closer, I felt like I couldn't breathe like I was normally breathing. And then I received a message. Anyway, then it slowly grabbed my neck, I felt like, and started squeezing like very gently, like almost like, hi, how are you? Kind of choke you to death kind of thing. And it just kept getting tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter to the point where then now at this point I'm shitting myself. So I called out to my mom. I
Now
said,
you're
Mama,
shitting yourself?
no,
Like,
I was not thinking anything at this point. I was not thinking anything. I was not even sure if it was really happening at that point. But when I started feeling like I couldn't breathe, that was the moment where I said, "Oh shit, something is not right." So I screamed out to my mom and I said, "Mama, something's happening." And my mom said, "Just shut up and go to sleep." And I was like, "Oh shit, okay." And again, now I'm really confused about what is happening. The choking is getting worse. And now look, I'm not a very religious person. I don't have many thoughts on these things or whatever. But when I was a kid, so I just said, let me make the sign of the cross and say a prayer or whatever. So I did that, and it stopped in that moment. And that was that. And the next day spoke to my mom and dad about it, and they thought that they said, no, you were just dreaming, you this, that, no. But I mean, I'm now almost 40, man. I still remember this story like it was fucking yesterday. So yeah,
and you know,
that's
the
my
thing
story.
is, like, more often than not, like when you're younger, your experiences sort of get dismissed by older people, right? Like,
Yeah, always.
the fact that
They
you
always
said
do.
this, my
Yeah.
fiance Nikita, like I told her, I said, I'm doing a ghost stories podcast. She's like, listen, can I tell you something that happened to me? So
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, sure. Tell me what happened. So she was about 8-9 years old, and her layer, she stays in a bungalow in Pune. So on the second floor, there is like a little library sort of thing where she would go to read, and her parents were out, and she went. You know how as kids you love to go into little nooks and corners, right, and hide and
Yeah.
read there, right? So this little corner she was in, and she was reading, and she says this is 100% true because I laughed when I heard it. She's like, she felt and saw 3 drops, like one by one, of blood, right? Up.
From where?
Yeah. So it's, she first checked her head if she's bleeding on her head, and she looked up, nothing. It's not like it was some color, paint, none of that shit. 3 drops fell on her hand. She kept looking up, and nothing happened. As in, like, nothing, there was nothing there. It was plain normal white wall. So obviously she's freaked out. She's gone, run, called her parents, asked them to come home immediately. They've come home. She's told them the story. They didn't believe her. They're like, what bullshit, nothing, kuch nahi hai, kuch nahi hai. She's 29.
And then you start questioning yourself as to, was I
Yeah.
also imagining it?
Yeah. And she's 29. I said, listen, bullshit, didn't happen to you. She's like, no, it did. Now, like, sometimes things just happen. She's like, I remember it clear as day. Those 3 drops falling here on my hand, where there was nothing up or anywhere else.
But what did like, okay, firstly, Nikita, like, what is her explanation for it?
Nothing. She doesn't know. She's like, she was
She has no
freaked
idea.
out. She has
Where
no idea.
was she?
She was in her house in Pune.
And Jose?
I
What
was
is
in
your
my
best
house.
guess?
Hey, Jose wasn't there.
Oh, her
It was
story.
Nikita.
No. As in, like, what is in your story?
What is my
what is
best
your
guess?
best guess? Yeah.
So, oh my God, I don't know. So they used to discuss a lot of the parents would, I tell the kids ghost stories. I don't know to scare them or what, but the story is that place is built on an old graveyard. To me now, I swear to God, I don't know, maybe it was my mind trying to come to terms with this, and I've told this story before also, is that I was imagining that it was Batman. I don't know whether that was my defense mechanism kicking in there, but to me it looked kind of like that. Like, you know, if Batman was standing with his back towards you and his cloak was covering, I was like, shit, man. I don't know.
But you know, this figure being seen in the darkness of night, I think has happened to all of us at some point of time, right? Like,
have you
know,
ever tried
yeah,
this?
it's just-
If anybody can do this right now, like put your lights off in a room, okay? Put all the lights off and just stand in the middle of the room for 5 minutes and tell me what thoughts you are having. Whether you like it or not, you're going to either remember one of the ghost stories told on these streams, or you're going to remember some ghost shit you've seen. And no, I mean, I pride myself in not being scared of the dark, but not anymore after all these streams. I don't want to be there. I quickly go put the lights on. Fuck
no,
that.
like I'm someone, I feel that I don't get scared and all of that, but there have been like at least a dozen instances where I've actually genuinely gotten scared. End में कुछ था नहीं, मेरे दिमाग में था.
Yeah, था नहीं, but फट रही है ना.
So whatever, लेकिन फटी
फिर,
properly.
dude,
And
there is
so many
that-
times it's happened where I think there's, like, exactly like you said, Jose, like a silhouetted black figure that's just standing at a distance staring. You can't see the eyes, you can't see the face, you can't see anything. You just see a silhouette.
Dude, I mean,
And I've woken up
not
screaming
to-
looking at that.
Not to be a piss pot, but a lot of times it's just the fact that it is like, you know, sometimes if you just stare into the sun for a bit, you see shapes, right? It's sometimes
Yeah.
it's just a
It's
projection.
residual visuals in your eyes and
So
stuff
it's a
like that. I get it.
residual projection of whatever it is that you're sort of looking at. Like,
I'm
for
sure. I'm
example-
not saying there was actually somebody standing.
Yeah. Like for example, हम लोग का स्कूल में मैंने ये स्टोरी बोला था. So just recap, in St. Peter's in Panchgani, in the night there was a constant thing about there was this green person at the other end of this fucking dormitory, and if you saw them and all of this happened and that happened and all that. Okay, Aadar, that was fucking scary. What just happened was scary.
What happened? What happened?
Aparna
Nothing
just
happened.
came in and then left like that. Dude.
Baba, literally nothing happened.
So the thing is, so there used to be this, and she was wearing green, right? And I was talking about green. So the thing is, I had never seen this person or this visualization, right? But it's just this constant thing of it's just urban legend at this point that there was some green person who died, and almost all boarding schools are built on some graveyard, or there is a graveyard next to some boarding school.
Yeah, that's true.
It's cheap land, no?
No, this is 1902. So yeah.
Fertile land also. TBH.
Fertile for ghosts.
No, and
But
trees.
like someone mentioned now, that is that everyone wants to be like, nahi, main nahi believe karta and all. But when you hear a ghost story from someone who you know, like, why would they lie to you about that? What? Oh my god!
Because
Aadar,
of
shit,
exactly
I
this
got
reason.
scared.
Oh shit.
Oh my god! You मेरा सब room का light बंद है. Oh my god! I got so scared. Oh shit!
Why would they lie to you? Because of exactly this reason. No, like it's just fun to do it. Like
Nahi.
Yeah,
Or like,
but
okay, like it's like this. Like, you know,
that's
something.
it. I get that. I get that. वो एक हिस्सा है. But then when people are really telling you, like seriously, like people are really telling their ghost experiences, and
Bro.
I'm like, bro, what the hell?
Listen, there are and to be honest, whatever your belief is, okay, whatever the fuck your belief is, hai nahi hai, whatever it is, if you are put in a space which is dark and
Exactly.
creepy,
Yeah.
you are not going to go to the end of it.
of course, you remember we were driving. We were driving out from Shilim, and there was that 30 seconds where I switched off the lights.
Yeah,
Like, not even 30, that 10
yeah.
seconds when it was just pitch black, right?
Yeah.
And the fear is not of what will happen.
It's the
just,
unknown.
Fuck, there is, like it's that,
You know,
right? And
especially, you know, there's this concept called the liminal space, right? Which is
Yeah.
that things that are familiar to you, but when seen at a different time or a different light, they become unfamiliar. Like, for example, your office when no one's there, or a college or a school when no one's in it, or a mall.
Dude, your
when
own
someone's in it.
corridor, like the lift corridor. So when I moved here, I'm on a pretty high floor. Okay, so there's no the only way to get out is the lift. And sometimes when like you would order food, and I knew for a fact that on my floor nobody lives there.
Yeah.
During the lockdown
guys,
in
light
December.
on करे क्या? ये candle से
नहीं.
बहुत गर्मी हो रहा है, bro.
लगा ना AC. Now the mood will completely get thrown, Baba. Sorry.
So
Now that they've started with low lights, you have to do it for the rest
Yeah,
of
you
your
have
life.
to commit now.
they are committed. So the fear of like knowing there's nobody on my floor is brilliant during the daytime because it's silent.
Oh
But
yeah.
रात को when you're like चल मेरे को खाना मंगाना है, भूख लगा है, खाना नहीं बना है, but at
Shit.
10:30 when I have to go there, for some reason you imagine a woman standing at your neighbor's door while you're waiting for the lift. In like it just feels like for some reason your
Oh my
mind
God.
plays tricks on you. Okay, if I turn around right now, there'll be a woman on my neighbor's door with her door open, like just standing there.
This
staring
doesn't
at
happen
me.
to me because I don't watch or listen to ghost stories. That's the point. It doesn't happen to me. If I step out in the middle of the night, it doesn't happen. रात को मतलब अगर वो शिलम के ड्राइव पे गाड़ी खराब हो जाता तो मेरा फट जाता था 100% फट जाता
Okay, मेरा एक बार ऐसा हुआ था. I was coming back from I was supposed to come out from Dehradun and I was supposed to come to Pune, but there was some screw up on the travel, and I had to reroute, and I had to catch a flight from Delhi. So now I had to drive as opposed to 6 in the morning from Dehradun to Chandigarh. I had to drive at 11 at night. I had to start and drive from Dehradun to Delhi. Okay, and in the middle, I have to pass through an entire forest, a legit forest, and there is nobody there. If at that point something happened to the car,
Yeah.
we are fucked. And it is very clear that there are leopards, bears, things like that. You cannot fix your car. You cannot get out to fix a flat. And about 40 minutes into driving into the jungle, now though there's no way, we've crossed the point of no return. A deer jumps in front of the car, and both me and the driver freak out. We are both underslept, we're very scared, and we start talking कि अभी टायर फ्लैट हो गया तो हम लोग की तो बैंड बज जाएगी. Okay, and now we're still driving, and the biggest fear that we had was now we have to drive slow because there's something blocking our path.
What?
And yeah, there is something blocking our path. So now from 40 kilometers an hour, we are reduced to 10 kilometers or 5. We're going that slow in the middle of pitch black jungle, huh? And patla sa road. And the reason we can't, it's an animal, and the reason we can't overtake it or risk going around it is because it's a porcupine. And if that porcupine touches the tire, we are fucked. And somehow we get out of the jungle. We reach the ranger ka area where there is a barricade, and there is no police wala manning the barricade. So now I try to get out, and क्या होता है यहाँ पे ये जो areas होते हैं यहाँ पे पत्थर रखते हैं, and then the barricade goes up and down. These guys had removed the pathars and gone. The cops had left.
Oh, God.
And it's like 3 in the morning. Now I get out and I try to lift it. And it's too fucking heavy for me to lift. Okay, lift it at least 6 feet so that the car gets out. Doesn't happen. I lose balance and I drop it. Now it's on the floor. Like it's half on the ground. Now we have to get a Swift over it. So now my driver is like, मैं निकाल लूंगा, आप उसके ऊपर खड़े रहो और दबा के रहो. We are still, mind you, not out of the jungle. No? We are still at the barricade that leads to more jungle and get out. This guy puts the front 2 tires over the barricade, and the पीछे का tire gets stuck on the barricade. And the metal is clanging on it. This guy, and I can see the driver is panicking. He's trying his best to get the car over, and he's clearly messed up his chassis. नीचे क्या कर रहा है? He's scared. And ये local है. If the local is getting scared, this local driver is getting scared. मेरा और फट रहा है क्योंकि clearly this guy has done this route like 20, 30, 50 times. At one point, we see a dude running towards us.
What?
At this point, I'm assuming the worst. It turned out to be the cop who was so angry that we fucked up his barricade.
Oh, thank God.
And yeah, and he helped us loosen it and bring the whole thing down so that it's not teda. And उतर के नीचे उसको पकड़ाया, थोड़ा पैसा गाली खाया उसका. And then he's like, you shouldn't be here because cars are not allowed, because bears block cars, because it's like a ghat. That jungle road is like a ghat. If a bear is standing in front of you intent on killing, he will not let your car pass, and you cannot go around the bear. So काफी गाली पड़ा हम लोग को, and then we somehow managed to reach Delhi
अभी
airport.
लेकिन ये सब के बीच में वो porcupine
The porcupine dude, because we were in a hurry. Okay, now this guy is telling me random stories about ये वो, about Dehradun ये वो, and for some reason now we're like tire नहीं फटना चाहिए. And the moment you discuss tire नहीं फटना चाहिए, what comes in front of you is a fucking porcupine. Absolutely.
Can we just find out why is it that this whole like ghost, whatever, fear of the dark situations happen in all these wadis and hill stations and jungles only? Why can't there be a ghost on, like, on BKC ka main road?
There are.
Bro, you know how many stories are
है.
coming from Malad and all? Scare the shit out of me.
Dude, Malad, Goregaon, it's
Malad.
bloody scary.
Malad, Andheri, apparently. Sorry,
में
not
तो मैं वही
Malad and Are.
Are is
Okay.
still Ghana jungle and all, no? And JVLR and all that is all Ghana jungle.
Bah,
Mahakali
there's-
Caves Road.
You
I
heard
have 4 stories. I have 4 Indian stories that begin in, the first one begins in Goregaon, about one person's life. Okay, I'll start saying it, but I'll have to get through all 4.
Was it
So,
the
मेरे को
student?
बताओ. No, I'll tell you who it is, but
Okay.
tell me when you want me to go. But it's 4 stories, 3 short stories and 1 long story. So India का है, but it opens in Goregaon. The
I like
story
how
opens in
nobody's
Goregaon.
answering. They were like, "कुछ
Yeah.
मत बोलो."
When you want
हो
me to
जाएगा.
start, I'll start.
नहीं
When
नहीं,
you
but
want me to
Baba
start,
also
I'll
had a
start.
ghost story.
Yeah, I wanna
After
hear
all of his
Baba's
Baba,
patoing,
मेरे को हाँ पहले बाबा
Baba
का
had
ghost
said
story.
that he had a ghost story. So
दो है मेरे पास.
let's hear it.
So there is this first. There is a station in. The reason why I'm happy with this ghost story is that it has been.
Baba,
It has-
also don't say it like you're rattling
Yeah,
symptoms
mean
at a
it.
doctor.
Yeah, please
First there was
perform it.
this, then this happened, then I felt little cough.
This is not going to help Baba, yaar. Jose.
Oh fuck. Jose, you look better now. This is
Yeah, this is nice.
I've removed the filter, so is this okay?
It's been years of people not knowing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your daughter looks nothing like you, Jose. By the way.
She's gone on the mummy side, so
So
thankfully.
the thing is, there is this station in called Purulia Station.
Hmm.
Okay, it's basically somewhere. It's in the faraway district near the Ayodhya Hills, of course, right? And this station is supposed to have been infested with ghosts for more than 40 years. Okay.
Okay.
This is the backstory of it. Okay, and there were these bunch of rationalists, I want to call them. So these rationalists tried to go and debunk this thing. Ki, bro, there is no such thing as ghost and this, that, and the other. Okay. The reason why the story to me is interesting to tell is because they were rationalists. They were able to sit through the night, figure out various things and all, and they tried to bust it, but there is no concrete evidence that they are right. So the myth still holds true. Okay, because so what happened is they went on, say, like on a Thursday night or something like that, and the police and all of them were like, bro, please don't sit here through the night, get out, it's going to be an issue and stuff like that. Now, क्या है तुम लोग को यार?
मेरा है.
It should have been
इसके घर पे.
the bell should at least be.
Oh shit! If it was Neville's house, now I would have
Oh
loved
God,
this.
yeah.
It would have been
he
beautiful.
won't have opened the door, dude.
क्योंकि मैंने कुछ मंगाया भी नहीं है.
Sir, आपका
कौन है?
फलाफल हमस.
The ghost gives a very elaborate order on. आपने ये
चार
तीन
pita bread.
शेजवान
चार
noodles
चार
आपने order
grilled
किया.
salmon.
So here's what happened, right? So these guys went, and there were 8 of them, and what they did is they decided to break themselves up into twos and try and figure out all the things that were said to be happening, right? So the cops refused to help them. The local administration refused to help them. There is one train that's supposed to pass at some 2:32 or 2:34 a.m. past the station. It does not halt at the station. Okay, so they were like, okay, our first landmark is whatever 2:32 or whatever, right? The thing is, they broke up into twos. The problem is the people who went away further closer to a tree or something like that, like one person went towards a tree that was 4 kilometers away, somebody else went to another platform, another group went into the station master's office, and one went like on the bridge on top of the station car, that the walkway. So this is how they sort of dispersed. Now पहले तो ये story सुन के मेरा गांड फट गया, because the first paranormal thing that happened was the group that went towards the tree, their watch went, both the people ka watch went back by 5 minutes. So basically they supposedly left at 2:30 or whatever it is, and they said हम लोग 2:35 को एक दूसरे को walkie talkie में hello बोलेंगे or whatever. The point was they were 5 minutes late because their watch had stopped. Like their watch was 5 minutes slower. It slowed down time when they went there. Okay. Then there was another set, the other group that was on the bridge. Their walkie talkie did not get signal. Okay. And then the people in the station master's office, they were just waiting for the train to pass by. The rumor is the train was late that day, but the train didn't come till 4 o'clock. Okay. So all these guys are finding their own reasons to think. So they all leave their posts and decide to collect again at the station. When they come to collect at the station again, two people are not able to come back. So they look up on the bridge, okay, on the top of the bridge, and those two guys are still standing there, and those guys are waving them and saying, come, 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 because you can see them, except that they're all just frozen. Both of them are not able to move, like they're not able to move from where they are standing, okay. And as they're just stuck in that position of not being able to move or whatever, these guys sort of try to go and let's go help them or whatever. And as they are running to help them, that's when the train shows up. So when the train shows up, they're not able to run towards them, because they're like, we're going to wait for the train to pass and then go, because they were going to get up on the bridge and whatever. So they waited for the train to go. As soon as the train went, these guys came down. So these guys were like, for the longest time we've been calling you, why couldn't you come? They said, what? We said we are coming. We came. The minute you asked us to come, we came. They were like, bro, we've been asking you to come for 25 minutes. Why haven't you left? Or whatever, for like 10 minutes. Why haven't you come? So he's like, you asked us just now to come. When the train was coming, that's when you asked us to come. And they were like, no, that's
Okay,
not.
okay, this is. Can you guys hear that or what?
What?
It scared the shit out.
Oh, that
The
is a
neighbor's kid is
You hear
going
that?
crazy.
Yeah, fuck, I hate this kid, dude. Every time I watch a horror movie, this bastard starts screaming.
Oh God.
okay.
I hope your
It's
neighbors are
11
not
o'clock at
watching.
night. It's
But you don't
11
have
o'clock at
neighbors,
night,
Aadar.
man.
You don't
I
have
have now.
neighbors.
You don't
They've
have
come
neighbors.
now. They've
That-
come now.
That kid used to
That's
stay there
unnerving.
before.
Dude, yeah, it scared the
But
crap out of
he
me.
left
Baba, what
before.
happened at the end?
Yeah.
Sorry, Baba.
I can't believe you interrupted my ghost story, dude.
Because मेरी गांड फट गई है. There's a child screaming outside my front door.
And are you saying this because my story is scary?
Yes, surprisingly.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So then they were all at the Panvel station then.
So Panvel station, no, dude. Puralia station, no, whatever.
ये हर आर्मी चालू है
So, what's it called? Yeah. So these guys sort of, and they're like, so then they're like, no, bro, we asked you to get here, and that's when you came, right? And when this happens, two guys who had gone to the tree, right? They just at that point they're like, hey guys, why did you call us back? And the four of them who are there are like, bro, you've been with us for the last 15 minutes. What do you mean by why did you call us back? So those two over there have no recollection of what's happened, and these two over here have no recollection what happened.
Fuck, Baba, you know what this is, right? This is a Zoom call.
Yeah.
So yeah.
This is just, अरे मैं 20 मिनट से बुला रहा हूँ, तू किधर था? अरे मेरा बफर हो रहा था, तू इधर आया नहीं.
Can you
अरे मैं
hear me?
waiting room में
Can you
था.
hear me?
So yeah, so basically now the thing is the group that, now this is where the story gets interesting for me, is that the group over there starts to think that the four of them are in on a prank to scare these four people.
Oh.
Okay, because it looks like that, right? Like two people don't realize they've come, these two people are being called or whatever it is, and stuff like that. So, and then they're like, okay, no one's going anywhere. So all 8 of them go towards the tree, and then on the tree they can't find anything. By the time they come back to the bridge, it's daylight. So when the police officers and all of these guys come, they are like, basically the police was like, we've done 3 rounds since 4 o'clock, since the train has passed, and we have not seen you at the station. So where the fuck have you gone? So the 8 of them are like, bro, we've been at the station since the train came. Only in the last in the last hour, we've gone to the tree to this place and this place, and we've come. They've been like, no, we've been here since 4 a.m. Where have you gone? And they're like, and then they finally arrest them, take them to the thing, because now the cops think that they are the ones who are scaring people. And it's just incredibly crazy. Yeah.
Oh shit.
This is a allegedly true story.
Yeah, it's an allegedly true story. Yeah.
You know, like talking about true stories that happened recently. ठीक है, 2019 की बात है. This guy lost his girlfriend. Okay, she died, and
But bro, कैसा लगा story? मेरे को ये बताओ.
अच्छा है, तू कभी बैठ के लिखा है.
अभी 10 मिनट पहले लिखा मैं.
Achha, good.
Huh.
So anyway, so this guy lost his girlfriend, okay? Untimely death. And the death was pretty gruesome. It was an accident, it was pretty gruesome. Obviously, the funeral and everything has happened, the wake has happened, and it's been a few weeks since she had passed. She has a mom, and then this was there was this boyfriend. एक दिन सुबह बॉयफ्रेंड उठता है और फेसबुक पे उसका नोटिफिकेशन है. He clicks on the notification. On his wall is a message from the girl's account. His girlfriend who's dead. So automatically you assume that array somebody is hacked into the account and decided to fuck around, because the only two people who had admin access to the page was the mom and him, right? And he's not done anything. So he messaged or replied saying, "Judy, is that you?" That's the mom's name. "Is that you?" She obviously no reply. Doesn't know what to do. He calls all the friends and asks them if anybody's playing a prank, and that it's a fucking sick prank to play, especially since the girlfriend's just passed. Everybody denies it, lets it go. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, nothing. Again, message starts. But now this time around, it's not message start and stop. It's actual. When he sees what's written, they are snippets from conversations they've had. So again, he's like, wait, this is like, somebody has hacked into the account, has gotten into our chats, and has taken sentences from there, copy pasted it, and is pasting on my wall. Right? He tries to find, changes the password, puts 2-factor authentication. Like, this is digital level horror story. Okay? Sab kar liya hai. Thinks it's done. It's not. The messages continue. So this guy is now getting like weirdly freaked. And the day he gets the most freaked is the first time he read a sentence on his wall that was written by his supposed ex-girlfriend. Did not come from chats they've had. So he knows that it's not been copy pasted from any of the DMs they were sharing. It just says, "I don't know what to do. I am really cold. It's freezing." FRE space IZING. So suddenly that catches his eye that what the fuck is going on? Like this, so he starts getting even more suspicious, wondering what is going on. Like this is just random out of the blue. Help. One message comes, again comes, help. Back-to-back days. Now this guy is losing his fucking mind. So he's like, you know what, fuck it. You know how after somebody passes, you can, what is the word for it?
You're supposed to set the
Past
account
life
in-
regression.
Yeah.
No. For your social media accounts, this happens to them.
Yeah,
What is
yeah.
the word? It's immemorium,
Deactivate.
whatever.
Archive.
Something. Basically
Something
to
like
show that this person isn't alive anymore. So he does that. He's fine. Months pass. Nothing. So he's like, fuck, it was actually somebody just fucking hacking into the account and playing a sick prank. One morning wakes up, sees another notification. It's back from her, Emily, his girlfriend. Clicks on it. This time there's no text. This time there is a picture. And the picture is of this dude sitting on his desktop, but taken from outside his house, where there's a little like his
Oh
door.
my god, it's a
room
picture
door.
of him.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a
shit,
picture
dude.
of him. And it's not just any picture. He's like, this is a picture. I remember this day. There was nobody else at home. Who would have taken this picture? Or why? And that it's come back from another account which has Emily's name, and he's gotten tagged in it. And here's the thing, when he starts getting tagged in more pictures, right? He gets tagged in more pictures. In that picture, girl isn't there. Okay, it's only the guy, but the tag is at a place where the girl was, but not in the picture. You get what I mean? Like she's standing behind him. So there's a tag here. She was standing next to him here. So there's a tag there. And it's all from times that they were together. But none of those pictures were ever taken by him. So who the fuck is taking and what he still doesn't
What
know.
in the world?
Dude, you know what would be hilarious if every time this escalated, he was like, "Judy, is this you? Judy, stop it."
Judy, please.
Just a mother-in-law who's really involved.
I have a feeling that it's like
Another
Emily.
इसके
like
बाद
Emily-
reels
Emily
reels
moved-
बना रही है.
Emily moved to Yemen and decided to, and she works like in the CIA or something, and she keeps sending him the stuff to freak
Yeah.
him out.
I
Wait
mean,
a
how
second,
much of
you're
an
gonna leave her-
influencer do you want to be?
You're gonna leave it. You're not gonna tell us what happens. What happened? I mean, we can't just leave it at
What
that.
happened?
But
What
I
is-
don't know what happened.
nobody
That's
knows
where
what
the story
happened?
ended. No, he doesn't know.
Shit.
He's still trying to
Oh,
find out
shit.
God.
who this person is, who took that picture, and like all of these conversations that were happening. So he's I mean, he still doesn't believe that obviously it's her doing it from beyond the grave or whatever. He still thinks it's a sick prank. But where
But
he
bro-
got more scared when there is a picture that he gets tagged in, which he knows he hasn't taken, and no one else was around in the house at that particular time taking it. So who the fuck?
But
is
that's
taking
the
it?
end of all relationships now. If your ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend died, became a ghost, and is then stalking you,
Yeah,
you're not gonna have another relationship anymore.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
safely.
for sure.
Hmm.
For sure.
Man,
Chal.
that's
Kautuk?
very creepy, bro.
God, I have Goregaon story if you guys
Goregaon.
want to.
Bata.
All right. So I got these stories from my best friend Trupti. So this story is about Trupti's nani. Okay, and so yeah, her nani when they were living in Goregaon when she was a young woman. Okay, and she has a habit, and this is when, like, imagine when her nani was a young woman, Goregaon was literally like
Forest.
underdeveloped. क्या हो रहा है? हाँ,
Yeah,
तो वहाँ
yeah.
पे they had these the row houses were kind of all connected, and the thing is they had exterior toilet. नहाने का अंदर होता था, but the place where you do your where you shit, where you poop and all is outside. It's open. Okay, there's no roof. There's just a door and closed area. Okay, so it's attached to the house, and her nani had the habit of waking up every morning, like really early every morning, like 4 o'clock. She was that early riser. She used to do all her business and pray and whatnot and do everything. So sometimes she would wake up much earlier, like paune 4, 3:30, and wouldn't give a shit. Like she's a very early riser. She loves it. And the thing is, every time she would go to the toilet, okay, and now she's sitting at the toilet. There's no roof. Okay, so the door of the toilet is outside, right, and it leads straight outside. So ghar, darwaza of the toilet, and toilet. Every time she's sitting on the toilet, there would be a brick that someone would throw from outside and it would land inside.
God.
A brick, full brick. Okay, and every night this would happen one night.
Was she shitting bricks?
And yeah, she was shitting bricks, dude. And she was, but she's like, I don't give a shit. Okay, it's like I don't care. I'm gonna continue with my business, and it was the one brick used to come, and you know how we are. We are noisy when we go to the toilet. ये हो रहा है, पानी भर रहे हैं, वो सब कर रहे हैं, And one night, like she woke up at I think much earlier than usual. She woke up at 3:30 or something, and again she's sitting on the toilet, and a brick comes over the wall, over the door. She gets angry, okay, and she picks up वो जो होता है कपड़े धोने का वो डंडा होता है जो मारते हैं ना कपड़े को. She picks that up, that bat, and opens the door with a start. Okay, and these were row houses, right? They were row houses connected to each other, so they had a common well. Right outside the door, there is a common well. She opens the door, and there's a woman standing in front of her, this old lady, and she looks at Trupti's nani straight in her eyes and says,
Fuck.
"Okay, 4 बजे के पहले मेरा टाइम है, उसके बाद तेरे को जो करना है कर." And then that old woman proceeds to go down the well.
Kautuk is losing his shit.
I like that her problem was it's a logistical, like a
Yeah,
timing.
like,
4
इसके
बजे के
पहले
बाद
मेरा
इसका time.
time है.
This
Let me
is
roam
like
around. That's
this
why
is
she
the
was getting
plot
angry
of
and throwing. Yeah.
this is the mini plot in Hera Fairy.
हेरा फेरी. अरे
Yeah.
तेरे को गाना गाना
ये
आता है नहीं
राजू,
आता है. फिर
अंदर
सुबह
गाना
को
है ना राजू.
फिर सुबह को जाके रेलवे के पटरी पे.
Okay. Now, second story. Okay.
Wait, Adar, do you have
एक
another
मिनट,
Goregaon story?
is it anthology कि अभी go to
It's an anthology. It is
Is it Chris
literally
three?
Trupti's Nani anthology. This is Trupti Nani anthology.
Oh my
Okay,
Okay.
wait. Before, okay. This is also based in Goregaon?
This is, I think, this is toward. So this is when Trupti's Nani was like a kid. So you're going back in time. So this is
So
more to do
Gao.
with like, Gao. Okay, so Trupti's Nani was like a kid, okay, young kid, and they had a
Trupti's
priest.
Nani was a kid.
Yeah,
When
they had a priest. They had a priest in their village. Okay,
Ah.
they had a priest in their village. and and this is more like a positive story. So like I'm mixing it up in between like just horror. So the priest had to like every priest had this duty where वो क्या करता था, the mandir is usually on top of a hill, like if you remember Lagan also, it's like usually on top of a hill. So the priest used to do like जो भी पूजा होता था, and then after that he used to get prasad, and his job was के one day the head of the panchayat, that guy na of the गाँव, he said कि मेरे को प्रसाद चाहिए होता है. So one day the priest forgot. Okay, he forgot about the prasad, and the guy, the head of the panchayat, got angry. So he went to the priest's house and he bangs on the door and says कि prasad कहाँ है? So the priest panics. He's like, oh shit, मैं prasad भूल गया. So the priest goes and he gets some prasad that is in his house together and puts it on like the pan ka leaves. And you are supposed to give flowers with the prasad. You're supposed to give flowers with the prasad. So he can't find a flower. So he asks his wife to remove her gajra. वो गजरा उठा के प्रसाद के बगल में रख देता है, and he gives it to the sarpanch. The sarpanch is about to eat the prasad and he says, ये इसमें बाल क्यों है प्रसाद में? And the priest is like, baal, I don't know how the baal got there. This is legit prasad.
Oh.
Okay, and he panics. He's like, ये तो प्रसाद है, मतलब जो भगवान के चरण से आया वहां से आपको दे दिया. He got buried. So then the sarpanch says, नहीं ठीक है, जाके देखते हैं. So then they went to the mandir. They go up to the mandir, and usually the murti is kept behind closed doors except when the aarti is happening. So they open the door and the murtis are covered in hair.
Oh.
Entirely. It's like literally God covering for this priest's mistake.
Wow.
The murti was covered in
is
hair.
Positive ghost story.
This is positive ghost story.
Yeah,
Mixing it
yeah.
up.
This is God's story.
Yeah, this is God's story. So, and so now there's another one where Trupti's Nani.
How old is she now?
आदर का
She's
रिसर्च
a
पूरा है कि
baby.
तृप्ति स्टोरी बता.
She's a baby.
He's a baby.
अरे अच्छा, ये curious case of Trupti's Nani.
छोटी होती है.
हाँ.
Trupti's Nani is a baby, okay?
Oh God, really?
And so Trupti's Nani's mother is taking care of her, okay? And there has been a death in the family. Okay, there's been a death in the family, and so there is this thing where for 13 days you have to stay in the house and you have to keep a diya lit for the soul to pass out of the house. So one of so her nani's chacha, like one of her like her nani's
Dude, this is like
father's brother. Yeah,
this is too many relationships in the conversation.
so her nani's chacha, and nani's baby right now. Okay, so the mother is taking of the care of the baby, and she's maintaining that room closed. The room has to remain closed. Okay, and then Trupti's nani and her mother are inside the room, and the diya has to be kept lit. Okay, that is the thing. The diya has to be kept lit all the time. So one night, her mother is sleeping. Okay, and the mother feels her tap on her shoulder. Okay, and it's the uncle. Okay, and mind you, the uncle and like the chacha and the chachi have died in an accident recently. Okay, so she feels a tap, she turns around, it's the chacha, and he very casually says, "Dar ugadna." He says, "Jaake darwaza khol please," and you're not supposed to open the door before the 13 days are done. So she also very absent-mindedly keeps the baby down, and she starts walking towards the door to open it. And just before she's about to open the latch, she feels a hand on her chest, pull her back, turn her around, and she turns around and sees it's the chachi,
Oh.
who's also dead, and says, "Hey, dar nahi ugadacha hai."
Oh.
Holy
Same
shit.
melee. So the chachi is reminding her, "Okay, we are dead."
Oh my God.
So basically, the
And-
moral
and-
of the story is that even after death, men are dumb.
Yeah,
More or less.
No,
There
Nani should have said, जाओ दे ना, student है.
You know, there's so many
Acha.
relatives in this. Like they should call it
Yeah.
"Hum aapke hai conjuring."
Conjuring.
That's what it should.
Well done. The last one is again
Arey
about.
baap
Oh, there's
re,
more.
Aadar.
Wait.
Yeah, this
Wait,
is the
wait,
long
Aadar.
one.
Oh,
This is
then
the long
wait,
one.
Then wait.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to tell you one story that happened to Sidhi. Okay, it's a short one. It's a small story.
Hmm.
So she had gone to so her parents for a brief while they were into a meditation sort of like a like they used to go for a meditation camp.
Hmm.
So she had gone with them. Okay, and these camps usually are in like a remote place, right? And they're in an ashram setting. So she's gone for this camp, and over there's lots of families. The families have also got their kids and things like that, and she's made friends with a couple of kids there. So
Is there a nani and a chachi and a mother?
No,
and a chacha?
no. एक सेकंड बाबा रुकना. तो basically क्या होता है कि so she and this guy, they are in this ashram. There is one main meditation center, okay, where and at night they keep that center locked. Okay, it's one sort of like a circular room in the middle of this camp. Okay, the camp is like it's in a very wooded area. So in the middle of this there's this center. So they're walking around this meditation center, and she happens to she feels something drawing her to it. So she goes and looks through the glass. Okay, and when she looks through the glass, she sees that there's a chair in the middle of the room, and on that chair there's a lady sitting. And this lady's got black flowing hair. Her arms are slightly longer than they should be. They're touching the floor, and she's got her tongue out. Like that. Okay, and her eyes are wide, and she's just staring straight like that. Okay, and she sees this. So I asked her, what did you feel? She's like, I just felt like I couldn't take my eyes off of the vision. Okay, and she looked at it for some time, and then she was finally able to look away. And when she called her friend and she's like, you have to see this, he looks through it. Obviously there's nothing there, right? And I ask her again and again, because she's my wife, I go like, listen, what was it? What did you feel? What was this whole thing? Right? And she's like, the best I can articulate it. It was just like a presence. And for a brief second, it was there. I don't know what it means. I don't know what it is, but it was like a thing that I saw. And I can't tell you anything more than that. It's not like she was terrified of it. It's not like, it was just a presence.
मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ कि what do you do when somebody you know really well and has no reason to lie to you tells you a story? I'll tell you one of the stories that I was not supposed to tell. This is a friend of mine who is a purser. Okay, I told it on one of our streams also. And
despite not wanting to tell it, you've
yeah,
told it twice.
no, this idiot, this Cyril went and said his name on the stream and all that, and then I was like, shit.
Next, Jose Cyril producing a movie about the same.
I'm trying to keep the story here without his name now this time. Anyway, so guy's a purser, used to be a purser, and they would fly to random places and they spend the night over there. So when they spend the night over there, they spend the night in a hotel or whatever, and next morning fly back to India. Yeah, what is that?
Oh God.
So this guy was somewhere, I can't remember, it was Berlin or something. He said somewhere far out. He goes to a hotel, and the hotel is somewhere in like a village area. And that night, him and his other purser friends and people who are part of the airlines, they decided to just go out for a walk. It's a very like quaint village kind of scene happening. So they thought they go for a walk late evening, leaning towards nighttime. They go to some place, fooling around, checking out some place, blah blah blah. One of them wants to take a leak, and there's a little area where you cross over the stairs and go to the other side, and there's a empty space there. So one of them said, why don't you go over there and take a leak? The hotel is a good 15 minutes away, the walk. And I don't know what the deal was with public transport or whatever, but it was fairly secluded. So they do this, they go back, they've all gone to their separate rooms and stuff. And this guy is given a room on the second or third floor, whichever, some specific floor. Brussels. Some of the Harami chat is reminding me that it was in Brussels anyway. So they stopped in Brussels. He goes to his room, And before he gets to his room, they asked him, "Would you like a smoking or non-smoking room?" And he said, "I'd like a smoking room." He's a smoker, and they said, "We don't have any smoking rooms. You'll have to take a non-smoking room." So he went to the non-smoking room, and he entered into the room. Everything fine. Put the lights on dim and ready to go to sleep and stuff. And he gets onto the bed, and directly opposite the bed, okay, in front of him, not upper, in front, there's a big mirror. So you're seeing a reflection of the whole room, including yourself, back in. He's about to pass out and he's about to go to sleep, and he thinks he sees a kid running in the mirror like that, just like runs through. So it's just like a split second. So he's doubting himself now, and he's like, what the fuck just happened? Quickly puts the lights on, gets out of the room, and starts going in the direction, as in the, let's say you're looking at the screen and the kid runs through here, and the door's also on that side. So he goes towards the door to see, like he was just so disoriented. He didn't know what he had seen or what had happened. He goes towards the door and he opens the door. And when he opens the door, there's an old man and an old woman there saying, "If you do this again, we will kill you."
What?
That's all they say to him. He's just staring at them. Now, I want to come back to the point that this is somebody who I know really well. I've grown up with this person. In fact, he's a skeptic. He didn't believe in any of this stuff, okay? He's not into this kind of stuff. So the whole time I kept saying, "Bro, are you shitting me? Are you joking? Are you serious? I don't believe you. Are you messing with me?" And he had no reason to lie about this, okay? So this old man and old lady have shown up at his door and said, "If you continue doing this, we will kill you." And so he closes the door real quick, gets back in, puts all the lights on, takes out a cigarette, starts smoking it because he's supremely stressed out now. And he's like, and apparently it's a huge fine and blah, blah, blah. He was like, "Fuck it, I don't care." The whole night he stayed awake, kept checking in the mirror to see ki kya ho raha. He even asked them if he can get the room changed, this, that. They got the room changed and everything. And that was that. That was his story that he said. And there was no sign of the old lady, the old woman, the old
Did he
man
check?
after
Did he
that.
ask afterwards? Like,
He asked people at the hotel, "Is there anything going on?" And they were very like, no, we don't know anything, blah, blah, blah. It was one of those, like, there's one person at reception kind of thing, you know what I
yeah.
mean? No one else. It was that kind of vibe. And for me, the really scary thing is hearing this from someone
Yeah, who doesn't?
who is a serious skeptic.
Yeah. That's the ones you're most likely to believe, right? Even because
Yeah.
I think pretty much all of us here, to a certain extent, are skeptics about, "Arey, bhoot nahi hota hai, ye nahi hota hai."
Yeah.
Same thing happened to me. You guys know the hotel called Savoy in India? Mussoorie mein, right? There's a lot of history
बहुत
about
stories
it.
है सवॉय के बारे में.
Savoy के, ठीक है. तो मेरे को पता नहीं था. मैं 2019 Feb में I had gone to Mussoorie to do a corporate show. So the show was happening at Walnut Grove, which is about half an hour, 45 minutes from Savoy, and I was staying at the Savoy. तो मैं उधर पहुंचा. It's beautiful. It started snowing and shit. So I was having a great time. तो मैं फोटो डाल रहा है और मैंने डाल के टैग किया है. I have gotten 50 replies from people, friends, other people who follow, whatever. 99% of those are, "Dude, do you know Savoy is haunted?" तो मेरी ऐसे थोड़ा ऐसे होता है ना कि
Back of the mind, yeah.
yeah, little
हाँ,
goosebumps, like,
wrong पे
fuck,
खड़े होते हैं. हाँ.
it's haunted. What the fuck do you mean? But anyway, I didn't care. Evening tha, it was fine, no tension. Didn't dive too much into it. Didn't read up or anything on it either. Just let it be. Then रात हो गया. Savinay, my manager, was also there with me. वो दूसरे रूम में सो रहा है. मैं रूम में आया, लेटा, and I said, "चल मैं देखता हूँ क्या है." So apparently there's different stories about it. One is that it's set in the British times. It's a colonial type hotel, and there was a lady who stayed there who was killed, and the cause of death was poisoning. ये story है. दूसरा है that there were two backpackers who were staying there, and they were brutally murdered. I don't know which of these is true or what. And the third one, which I have not heard, but a friend of mine told me, saying that रात को phone आया तो उठाना मत. I'm like, okay, what the fuck is this? Whatever. Didn't really pay too much attention. Went to do my show. Show khatam hua, hung out there for a bit, thoda daru waru piya, chill ke, and I was coming back up, completely having forgotten about all of this. So, ठीक है, बैठा हूँ गाड़ी में. My driver, for some fucking reason, 15 minutes before we reach the hotel, सर आपको मालूम है होटल में भूत है?
ओए बाप रे.
I'm trying to fucking forget this shit. क्योंकि तू क्या वो होटल में भूत है बोल रहा है मेरे को यार. तभी थोड़ा फटने लगा because it's chilly. It's like 6 degrees. ठीक है, snowfall भी हुआ है, ठंडा है, अंधेरा है, and it's Missouri where basically if you look up there's stars and then around you is pitch black. You're up high in the mountains. मैं रात को सो रहा है bro, trust me. I am not the sorts to get scared, लेकिन मेरा वो रात को फटा. मैं बैठ के पहले सब लाइट ऑन कर दिया. I said fuck it, मेरे को चाहिए ही नहीं कि the off chance that one of these horror stories is true. I don't want to be the guy who's there.
मैं वही बोलता हूँ ना, रिस्क बिल्कुल लेने का
नहीं लेने का.
मैं बिलीव नहीं करता है, बट मैं रिस्क मेरे को नहीं लेने का.
रिस्क भी नहीं. मैं किसको प्रूव कर रहा हूँ कुछ नहीं. मैं सब लाइट चालू कर दिया है, ठीक है, और बैठ के आई एम वाचिंग टीवी, एवरीथिंग इज फाइन. Suddenly thud आवाज आना. Bro, I have jumped out of my fucking thing wondering where is the sound coming from. In the evening from the back there opens to a little balcony sort of situation. मैं उधर खड़ा था और मैं बंद करना भूल गया. So because it was windy, that window kept banging. So I'm like, oh okay, ठीक है, बंद कर दिया, आके बैठा. Finally I'm now getting sleepy. Bro, I've put everything off because I can't sleep with the lights on and I'm falling asleep.
Oh no.
और फोन बजा. And I have not
होटल का फोन
मेरे रूम का फोन बजा.
Oh shit.
मेरे रूम का फोन बजा. मेरी फट गई है ब्रो, मेरी फट गई है.
तो आंसर किया?
नहीं, पागल है क्या, क्यों आंसर करेगा? And I just let it be. I'm like fuck it, I don't care, I don't whatever it is.
होटल में आग वाग लग गया तो
नहीं था एग्जैक्टली. अभी एक्चुअली कुछ इवैक्यूएशन करने की जरूरत है, इसलिए मुझे फोन कर, और मैं भूत के डर से फोन नहीं उठा रहा. क्या है मालूम नहीं.
सर आपके लिए क्लाइंट एक्स्ट्रा चॉकलेट केक छोड़ के गया है.
नहीं चाहिए.
मैं फोन नहीं उठाया, ठीक है, मैं फोन नहीं उठाया. आई एम जस्ट देयर वंडरिंग. आई मैसेज निकिता, गान फट रहा है, ये वो क्या करूं, व्हाटएवर. समहाउ आई पास्ड आउट, completely forgotten about it. Woken up the next morning, अरे I'm alive, nothing happened to me, great. मैं जाके मैनेजर को पूछा कि ब्रो तू मेरे को फोन किया था क्या? He said नहीं, मैं क्यों फोन करेगा, मैं तो सोया था. फिर मैं रिसेप्शन गया. I said आप लोगों में से किसी ने फोन किया है क्या? बोलते नहीं, हम लोग ने फोन नहीं किया है. तो I'm like, who's calling me in the middle of the fucking night in my room? Sir, we don't know, because there's no way for them to trace. It might have been some other chuti in the hotel.
Could have been someone else in dial a wrong number.
Yeah, instead of room 8, he's called room 7, but he doesn't know that the person in room 7 is shitting bricks.
Oh shit.
Because somebody told him not to answer his phone when he's staying at the fucking hotel. Bro, yes.
This hotel should come with, those tags that you put outside the door. It should be like housekeeping, do not disturb, no ghost. Like
No.
just, it should let people know. नहीं मांगता है. Fuck dude.
On our stream we've had about 4 or 5 really like scary stories, okay, which like me, when you're doing these streams now, there's a lot happening, right? I don't know who's handling the stream here, but there's so much happening. You're in front of your computer and all. It's not really that scary for some people, but then when you hear a story that really like goes deep in, and then you're like, oh fuck. And if you get scared in spite of all that, then you know how crazy this story is. So there was this one story told by somebody called Balesh. So everyone's type it in the chat. Balesh ka story, Balesh ka story. Now another disclaimer I want to put in is that
I like that your impression of your cat is that.
yeah, I feel that person talks like that. Now the other thing is, on the last stream that we did, someone was telling a story और सब लोग बोल रहे अरे ये तो प्रिंस सर का स्टोरी है, ये तो चुराया वाला है, पूछो उससे चोरी किया कि नहीं. Now we don't know where the stories come, and also like for example I heard Aadar's story. Now if I tell that story to someone else, some details will change while I'm telling that story, and by the end it's a different story only. Like when the sixth person has told it. Anyway, so
that's why all Vikram Bhatt movies sound the same.
So there are a couple of crazy, really fucking scary stories, and the way these people narrated it also, I don't think I can match up to that. But I'll tell you this one story that someone named Balesh told us. Okay, and this is supposed to have happened in Malad, and
already love it.
So call center scene. Everybody, there's a group of people who are going home late at night or very, very early in the morning, happening every day. And all young people, and one of them happens to have a bike. So this guy has a bike, and him and the person who's narrating the story were apparently friends. They became friends at the call center. Don't know each other that well, know each other fairly well and stuff. And one night this guy says, "You're done." So the guy says, "I'm done. चलो साथ में जाते हैं घर पे." And he says, "कैसे जाएंगे?" So he's like, "I have a bike. So you jump on with me, and I'll drop you along the way." Now in Malad, apparently there are some stretches which are completely like secluded and koi nahi hai
Deserted.
वहाँ पे
Yeah,
रास्ते
yeah,
पर,
yeah.
deserted, and you'll be the akela person on the bike going bar 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 bar. तो ये दोनों जा रहे हैं now. Please forgive me if I miss out any details and all. The best version is the version that he has only told on last stream. So anyway, so they're going, and as they're going, they see a lady standing in the distance, just standing on the side of the road. No one else over there. It's just the two of these guys going not too fast. Lady in the distance. I can't remember why they had stopped or whatever, but they had stopped. Took a moment. They can still see the lady in the distance. They're sort of talking to each other. They look back towards the lady. She's closer than she was before,
Okay,
but
creepy.
but faster, as in like there's no way she could have walked that distance so quickly. So they look there, and now this lady seems to be progressively showing up at like closer intervals or whatever. And my god, I'm forgetting. So was he pillion with him? I can't remember. I'm so sorry, I'm screwing this up. Anyway, he was alone. Sorry, the guy was narrating the story to me. The guy was alone going on the bike. He sees a lady showing up several intervals, and he's coming closer. At this point, he's fucking freaking out because he's like, how is it possible that someone, I'm just looked away for a second and she's now 20 steps closer. Looks away, another 20 steps closer, and he's shitting himself and he wants to get out. His bike is not starting. His bike is not fucking starting. He's kicking it. RX 125 grung 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 वो मार रहा है start नहीं हो रहा grung grung. The bike starts vroom, he axes like there's no tomorrow, and he starts going. The lady has come past him like that. He's gone past her, and he's just like he's holding the axis down. And you know how when you're riding a bike and something has passed you and you want to check it, so you check in the rear view mirror. And he's axing, the lady has just passed by like that. He's axing, he takes one look in the rearview mirror, and she's sitting behind him.
Oh no,
on
dude.
the bike. Bro, when this guy said this shit on our stream, I was like, अरे बंद करते अभी और नहीं करते ये ghost story stream मेरे को नहीं करने का है. So she's on the bike with him. He freaks out, whatever. I don't know whether he dropped the bike or he continued going. This guy starts freaking out over time, ends up in a mental asylum, ends up needing treatment. Then this guy called back and told us some bits about how they found his diary, and in the diary he kept writing that I was the killer. There was some angle to it where supposedly the lady got killed, or was something like that had happened.
Good Tinder Malad hits different, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, like yo, we don't know me well enough to be sitting on the back of my bike, please.
Yeah, ये क्या है?
Checks in the
Like,
mirror
triple
might
लेंगे
be
क्या?
closer
Triple
than they appear.
Triple लेंगे
Oh
please.
god, dude.
मेरे husband भी आ रहे.
So that
Hey,
was
but
pretty scary.
just this thing to adjacent story, and it has a diary component, and this took place in RA. This is a real thing, by the way. It's a true incident that took place.
Sorry, I
cops-
believe I left out some best part and all. आप मेरा stream पे जाके check कर लेना, इधर like मार देना.
Yeah.
Pow pow.
Guys,
Like the stream,
okay, before
guys, like
Kautuk
the
starts,
stream.
yeah,
आपको
please
पता
like
नहीं है
the
बहुत time
stream.
से.
Yeah, please like the stream.
इतना पैसे में इतना ही मिलेगा. अभी उधर जाने का वो check करने का ना.
Also, guys, जल्दी rap करने का क्योंकि यूरो का सेमीफाइनल आने का.
यो तो खेलने जा रहा है क्या इंग्लैंड के लिए?
इंग्लैंड
अरे
का
तुम
मेरा
लोग
एक
के
last
पास
story
भी
है.
एक Cyrus है. Very good. Cyrus at 12 o'clock. He's like, guys, it's 12 o'clock. It's getting
you
late.
know, yeah.
No, I'm just trying to find a way to finagle myself out of this.
So This is
Sorry,
a true
Kautuk, go
story.
ahead.
This is a true story that's taken place. It's a real thing that's happened. So I'll try to be as respectful and close to the facts as possible. So this is a story that took place in RA forest, and this is a story about a student who had rented a bungalow inside, like there's a few bungalows in RA, and he had rented a place there, and the rents and all are cheap because it's inside the forest and things like that. So he's rented this apartment, and he goes missing. So when they start searching for him, uh, they find some CCTV footage from the RA road, and he is seen early in the morning on the near the road. Okay, and a car passes by slowly, and he starts walking towards the car. And as he exits the frame, you see a lady enter the frame following him. Okay, and they both clear frame. Eventually they find his body, and it's a headless body. Now the creepy part about this is they don't know what has happened or who has done this, but the real creepy part about this was that when the cops went through the house, they found a diary, and in the diary he has drawn a beheading.
Fuck.
So this is a true crime, like real case that's happened. There's no resolution yet, but yeah, it's RA forest, and this is the kind of stuff that has happened.
So the guy's head, the guy who was beheaded, in like, do they know how much time before he do that, or like?
He's done it before. I don't know exactly
Of course he
when,
has.
but
No. What I meant is like, did he draw it like a year
a
before, or
premonition.
like?
No, but apparently, like, so at least from what I can gather from the stuff that's online, it was almost like he had a premonition or something like that. Like they can't figure out what is the reason he had drawn it, but this is a real thing.
Crazy. Like
Okay.
there was this one story, and it's somewhere in India. Okay, so it's one of those lodges, winter lodges that you have right up in the mountains, secluded, not much around. So this one guy goes to his family lodge that's been there and sort of not used very regularly. So he goes there one winter, and it's pretty secluded. Kuch nahi aaju baju. Goes in. You can park your car pretty much anywhere. There's no driveway as such. You go up. Gets the house cleaned, opens up the windows and all that to let some air in. Gets rid of all the insect traps and mouse traps, etc. that are there around the house. So getting ready to set up, and he's just there to chill. Like he wants to write some stuff, and he's going to be there for a bit. And nobody has been to this house for quite some time. तो ये गया, ये अपना बैठ के लिख रहा विक रहा है. Obviously, as the sun sets, right, it's chilly up there, decides to have a drink. So literally, this guy is sitting there, having a drink, having a smoke. Everything's fine, no problems at all. Goes back up to sleep. As he goes up to sleep, he can hear screeching, right? Like almost as if it's inside the walls. So he thinks that, maybe he's like, because he's half asleep. So he wakes up, he's like, wait, maybe I'm dreaming this. The screeching gets louder, right? And it's almost like ये दीवार है ना, दीवार के अंदर अगर तू उंगली से ऐसे कैसे खींचेगा तो कैसा आवाज आएगा, वैसा है. So out of just a regular reaction, he bangs on the wall. The screeching stops. So in his head, he's like, okay, maybe, it's one of those possums or something that have gotten into the rats, they've gotten into the woodwork. Goes to sleep. Screeching starts again. Again, he knocks. Again, it stops. Starts again. Again, he knocks. Again, he stops. Now, this has been going on for almost about half an hour, 45 minutes, right? So he wants to inspect what's going on. Walks out of the house, goes behind, is looking at everything. Some dumb he has in his gun to be able to go out at night with a little torch and check what is happening.
I hate
Can't
those
see
people.
anything, right? Yeah. Goes back up to sleep. This time, gets awoken by his alarm starts ringing on its own. Right? Gets woken up again. It's about 3:30 or something. Now he can hear kids laugh. Right? So he's like, that's weird. It's 3 in the fucking morning. What kids are playing around? Right? Looks through the window. Obviously can't see anything. Looks to the other side. Can't see anything. The sounds of the kids laughing get louder and louder. So he's like, there's something fucking on. They obviously have a gun, one, etc. He takes the torch, goes down. Can hear faint laughing now from the back of the house. Turns, goes to the back of the house. No, the back of the house faces the forest. Right? So he goes there. He's trying to sort of call out to them, like whoever's there, get out, I have a gun. The laughing becomes louder. Instead of going back in, this guy decides to see what is happening. Again, hate these kind of people, right? Goes up. Now the thing is, as he's walking towards the forest, he can hear the kids laugh. But when he takes 10 steps, the laugh gets 10 steps away, but it still remains at the same distance, like almost audible distance. So he keeps feeling that they are there. They're just ahead. They're just ahead. And goes further into the forest. Keeps going. And at one
Oh
point in
my
time,
god.
it becomes louder. He doesn't know what is happening. He's pretty much like almost lost in the forest at this point of time. Then
Got
the laughing
lured in.
stops, right? And he, he sort of puts the torch in front to see what's happening. And it comes to one point where at the end of the light, right, where he can see a man. So he immediately freaks, right? Light upar chale jata hai, doesn't know what is happening. And something comes rolling towards him. He doesn't wait to find out what it is, fucking runs back into the house, shuts the door and tries to figure out what to do. अभी तू पुलिस को क्या फोन करेगा, किसको फोन करेगा, तू ऊपर पहाड़ में रात के 3 बजे. So he's like nothing doing. The only sensible thing he decided to do is like, I'm fucking off. I'm leaving from here.
Hardest
Right?
thing he did there.
Goes up, starts packing his bag. Now he can hear sounds from inside the house. So he gets even more freaked at what is happening. Bag leke niche ja raha hai, slowly trying to go out from the side. There's a long big kitchen window. Uske upar he can almost see something pasted in what seems like blood. It could be anything. He just sees some liquid. उधर light मारता है, ऐसे reddish दिखता है उसको. He's like, fuck it, I'm not waiting. Runs into the car. बैठ के भाग जाता है. जाके अपने family को बोलता है. Next morning, they come back with people. Right? They come back. They check the house. Nothing's wrong. Nothing is wrong. There is nothing on the window pane. No blood, word, nothing. There is nothing. They check under the house. They check the crawl space. They go to the attic. Pura sab check kar liya. There is absolutely nothing. And he's like, no, I remember very clearly feeling this, seeing this, hearing this. Whatever. Forget about it. They don't go. Many years later, he goes with his family now. Now he has 2 kids. He has a wife. Yeah, अभी जाते उन लोग जाके चेक कर लिया, कुछ है नहीं, चले गए वापस.
Seriously, bro. What the hell?
Staying one night, middle of the night, kid wakes up screaming. So obviously he runs. He's like, are you okay? No, I'm scared, dad, blah, blah, blah. He puts them to sleep. He's like, maybe kids, again, overactive imagination. You don't immediately believe what
Yeah.
they're saying. In spite of it having happened to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, doesn't believe it, puts them to sleep and shuts their door. As he shuts their door, he can hear the kids who he had heard earlier. That
Oh
laugh,
my god.
that laughter again. That's it. He's like nothing doing, wakes up the kids, wakes up the wife, says, we are fucking off. And bounces.
My god.
What the fuck was that?
All of that was scary. Even the sound that had happened at the
That
end.
sound was, I was trying to go for a jump
Jesus.
scare, but I missed the timing.
It worked. Bro.
You know who gave a proper jump scare? Begum, because she walked into the room just as he was finishing the story. Guard फट गया, dude. Never have a cat when your house is completely dark.
So because the shadow of the cat is so creepy, right? They won't move. It's a slow. Like,
Okay,
fast
Jose, you have any more stories that you'd like to share?
I want to hear
Kautuk?
Adar's last.
Or Aadar last, Nani.
Yeah.
Aadar has one last one, yeah.
So we'll end with Trupti's Nani, who is now a fetus in this edition.
Yeah. So Trupti's Nani this is about Trupti's Nani's grandfather.
एक minute. Aadar,
Guys, fuck up.
is everyone getting Adar's audio clear or is it?
Yeah,
like
I think
echo?
your mic input has switched, Aadar.
Aadar, your mic input might have switched.
Now you can hear.
ऐसा लग रहा है कि तू संडास में बैठा है वो नानी के साथ.
Lovely. So Neville is your Cyrus,
Classic.
Aadar is our Suresh. Okay.
अभी सुना दे रहा है.
हाँ ठीक है तू बोल.
Okay. So this is about Trupti's Nani's. तो ऐसे बात करना पड़ेगा. So this is about Trupti's Nani's grandfather.
What have you done to your input?
And so what I've done is it starts off in the village, and I'm gonna let Trupti tell this story.
What a
Hi.
Hi.
Oh my god, Troops.
So it's my nanny's grandfather, and my nanny was a little child. And so this is Gokarna. I'm sure you guys know about this place, right?
Yeah.
So you go to like party. Now you won't because my nanny lived there. And So it was a tradition that you do every year. तो सारे जो घर के मर्द होते हैं, क्योंकि औरतें नहीं जाती, औरत जात घर पे बैठती है, तो सारे मर्द जो है वो साथ में निकलते हैं और 2 दिन का ट्रैवल करके किसी और गांव जाते हैं, बिकॉज देयर इज like a spiritual thing, like a yatra jatra kind of thing. So these 2 bullock carts full of men would travel from Gokarna to that गांव, और बीच में लगती थी एक रिवर, जो रिवर क्रॉस करके रात हो गई होती थी तब तक, तो उसके इमीडिएटली आफ्टर द रिवर देयर वाज अ लिटिल होम, छोटू सा घर, हट टाइप, जहाँ पे एक पंडित और उसकी बीवी रहते थे, this couple, Brahmin couple, and they had this tie, like they would go there every time, every year, and these guys would feed them khana and give them like water to shower and bed to sleep and all. So it used to happen every year कि जाते थे, नदी क्रॉस करते थे, लेट नाइट हो गया है, नहा के खाना खा के सो जाते थे, अगले दिन सुबह उठ के फिर वहां अगले गांव चले जाते, वो जतरा वतरा कंप्लीट करके पूजा करके फिर आते, रात को यहीं रुकते, नेक्स्ट मॉर्निंग क्रॉस द रिवर, कम बैक होम. So now this one year when my nanny was really tiny, my nanny's Dadaji and the whole men in the family, they started going and they crossed the river. They went to the house. And usually the couple used to come to greet them. So this time they didn't. तो उनको लगा maybe they must be busy or something. तो अंदर से आवाज आई उस आंटी की कि आ जाओ पानी गर्म हो गया, नहा लेना और खाना भी रेडी है. So now they all showered, went to eat. तो जैसे पंगत में बैठते हैं ना, सारे लाइन में बैठते हैं, and then you have those leaves to eat on, like not banana leaves or dried leaves. So now they start to eat. Now when the traditional way of eating is, there is a sequence to what they put in your plate, you know, like you put a nimbu, then you put salt, then you put achar. So एक ऐसा secret है कि these, like the wanderers, the souls, this भूत प्रेत आत्मा, वो लोग नमक को हाथ नहीं लगाते. तो उन्होंने नींबू रखा, अचार रखा, बाकी सारी चीजें रखी, नमक नहीं आया, ठीक है. एंड आंटी जी सर्व किए जा रही हैं खाना, तो खाना खाने लगे तो खाने में भी नमक नहीं है.
Right.
So now दादाजी इज लाइक, खाने में नमक नहीं है, तो किसी एक और कोई तो आगा उठा, उसने बोला दीदी खाने में नमक नहीं है, नमक पास कर दो. So she pushed the jar of namak. She didn't bring it. Technically, you are serving your guests, so you give them namak, right? She pushed it. Now my nanny's Dadaji was a smarter one. So he's like, now I need to check on this. So somehow, because the sari is like near the floor, so you can't really see her feet. How do you check? He slyly tried looking at her, and the feet were ulta. Okay. So now he's like, खाना खा के कल्टी मारो इधर से, यहाँ नहीं रह सकते. ठीक है. So very quietly he said, नहीं, we have to go early, we leave right now, this, that, the other. They left from there, all of them. 2 bullock carts ran away to the next village. फिर वहां से पूजा वूजा करके आ रहे थे. So now these guys are very, like, they have hands-on experience on how to deal with these bhoot pret atma. So they have, no, they really do. So they have these coconuts which are empty. Basically, those small coconuts will look like supari. So they, उनके जो ऊपर के 3 eyes होते हैं उसको होल्ड करते हैं, अंदर से पूरा उसको वैक्यूम से निकाल देते हैं, खत्म कर देते हैं. And then you put that atma in it and you like put a cork and stop it, basically. Lock it in. So they got 2 of those coconuts and they came back, और वही रात वाला same routine. अंदर से कोई आवाज दी कि आ जाओ पानी गर्म है, खाना खा लो. So नहा वहा लिए, सबने खाना खाया, नमक नहीं था, नमक पास किया, same thing. Again they checked, the feet were ulta. The husband has not come out yet. So now after they finished eating, these smart asses, now they put those atmas in the coconut. Okay, some tantra mantra करके उसको डाल दिया अंदर, लॉक कर दिया. Now the next challenge is to cross the river. वो river cross ही नहीं कर पा रहे हैं. Like the boat is not moving. पूरा धक्का मुक्की करके they pulled the boat, pushed the boat, pulled the boat, finally came on the other side. उसके बाद they had to get the fucking bullock cart, एक पूरा दिन धक्का मार के, because the atma is not letting them go. ऐसे खींच के finally they reached the gates of Gokarna, the main gate where you enter the गांव. Now the cart is not going in. Then they had to give up. So what they did was they made a mandir outside that gate and they put those 2 coconuts there and they would pray to them. Now the fun part is that they would pray to them, and just in Gokarna में जब jatra होती थी, जब people would come to eat, like the full gaon would come to eat, these guys would pray to them, and in that rasoi of the whatever the god's rasoi of the temple, food would be ready. for everybody to eat, minus the salt though, but it'll be ready. And if you still go to Gokarna, you will see this little temple right outside the gate of that gaon, which is that Pandit and his wives.
My God.
Thank you for your nani to contribute to so many freaky ass stories.
My
Can you
God.
believe this? Like my nanny died when I was shooting in Samod Bagh. Okay, you know Samod Bagh, right? It's quite
Yeah.
haunted.
Yeah.
Huh? And it is haunted. And then my nanny had died and she believed in all of this. So I'm like, babes, you don't come here to say bye-bye, please. Okay. And one of my friends, so 11:13 the night, my phone rings, which I choose to answer. And my friend, another co-actor, Goldie. So I was in one corner, she was in the other corner. She's like, listen, babes, I'm really scared. Can you come walking and see me? मैं चल के बोली, नानी प्लीज मत आना, नानी प्लीज मत आना.
तो इधर ये गोकर्ण के मंदिर में गॉर्डन रैमसे को भेज दिया तो वाट लगा डालेगा उधर का सब लोग को.
हाँ, सब दोस्त बना के ले आएगा वहाँ.
That's a very scary thought that your loved ones who have passed away are still watching you.
Yeah.
I mean, they shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely shouldn't.
Okay, do we have any more or should we call it?
On that note, थोड़ा लाइट वाइट ऑन करके सुपर चैट पढ़ते हैं.
On that death note.
Oh, that was
Baba
great.
has-
And
Baba has
Trupti,
heaved-
you know, one second, we
heaved
haven't
a
even
sigh of
introduced.
relief.
We
Yeah.
haven't even introduced
Trupti,
Trupti. She
guys.
just came for the story.
Guys, give it up for Trupti Khamkar, make some noise.
Yes.
तृप्ति और तृप्ति के नानी के लिए लाइक्स किया जाए ये स्ट्रीम पे, वरना तृप्ति की नानी तुम्हारे घर पे आएगी.
And Trupti,
लाइक करो स्ट्रीम.
you're the
तुम्हारा
first
घर का
guest.
सब नमक.
सब नमक
Bye bye.
सब नमक खत्म.
Trupti is the first guest for whom like their nanny made an entrance before them. Like it's the so fuck. Well done.
No,
Great
but this
story.
was super. Firstly, thank you, Trupti, and thank you, Brose, for
Yes.
joining.
Unreal.
No problem. My mom is here. Hey.
And thank you,
No,
Baba, for
honestly-
lasting it.
Yeah. I'm
Bro,
going to come
Baba's
to-
muted us this entire podcast.
I
and he's
swear,
looked
dude,
down.
वो Candy Crush खेल रहा है.
No. What I have done, my only coping mechanism was I kept a small, like a book here open. Just like a.
And you were reading it.
No, I was not.
क्या उस पे गायत्री मंत्र लिखा है? क्या लिखा है book में?
He's like, मैं वरुण को दिखाएगा संडे को उसकी माँ
There's that, and then there are a couple of things that I needed to look at with like thing. But apart from that, I've been here the whole time. You can cross question me. So I'm actually very proud of myself.
Okay,
but
but
Jose,
Neville, how many people were there on the bridge finally?
on the bridge, actually
They're
only
still there. They're still there on the bridge.
they're stuck only like that. Jose,
And
thank
guys,
you so
this
much.
was unnerving.
Yeah, no sweat. Great fun.
Jose,
I'm
no,
really
bro.
happy we did this.
There is no way we would have called you. I can't believe you just responded to a message in 4 minutes and said, "Okay, I'm coming."
No, I
no,
messaged
we-
him in the afternoon, bro.
We've
I
been
messaged
planning
him in
this
the
for
afternoon.
months. I am also that Lukha. If you send me a message, I'll show up in 5 minutes. वो भी कर सकते हैं. But
Jose
But
will
no,
be-
Jose, thank you so
उठना
much for
पड़ेगा
joining
bed
us,
से.
and also thank you to Har Army for
Yes.
joining us with Jose, with all the Balesh and
yeah,
Abu
Harami
Boo.
chat. Please drop
Harami chat.
links to like scary stories and please drop a bunch of and like main part
Main part
like
is
इधर like मारने का बस खत्म.
Nice.
Superb. Okay, thank you so much, Jose. Thank you, Tripti. You guys can hang around and
totally.
participate in super chats if you want. Otherwise, you are free to go.
Yes.
Chal, Jose.
Your soul is free to leave.
Soul is.
Guys, थोड़ा लाइट वाइट ऑन करें क्या अपन?
हाँ, अभी कर रहे हैं.
थोड़ा
कर दो.
थोड़ा feel-
किसको चाहिए light?
Jose.
Just come stand.
Jose ने happy dent खाया.
We have an anthology on politics, Chachas, which will be, I think, ghost stories.
अरे आदर तू पहन ना अपना हेडफोन.
Lots of stories are left out, huh? Still. So
Sorry.
next one.
All right. On that note,
that was it from this episode of the Internet Said So. We were discussing part 2 of ghost stories with Jose, Tripti, and Tripti's Nani. So thank you so much for joining. For everybody listening to us on Spotify or Apple Podcast or any audio platform, this is where you can end because we are going to now go into the super
Oh.
chats.
Sorry, 1 second. Before you end, on 18 July, I'm working on the vaccine on Zoom. So get tickets on Book My Show or my Instagram. Yes, now you can.
Nice.
Oh my God, guys, this is what it should really feel like. I'm so happy.
Oh.
Guys, one sec. I don't think I've gotten enough credit for staying through this, okay? Without making it like ruining it. By the way, how much warning I've gotten saying, "Ba, don't ruin it by you're scared, mute kar raha hu main," and all of that. I didn't do any of that.
And you
Chat
still
में भी बोल रहे थे
managed.
तेको बाबा.
You still managed to do jump scare sound effect and
But
random
see,
shit like that.
but Baba, listening to the story is the easy part. Now, 2 hours later,
Yeah.
when the
जब ये
lights
सब
out,
मिश्रण
that's
भेलपूरी बन के तेरे
those are
सर
the
में
fun
आएगा.
part.
I've got a plan. I'm not.
Luckily,
going to
Baba doesn't have to edit this episode. वरना फट के हाथ में आ जाती रात को अकेले बैठा है Zoom पे.
Bro, I would have kept you all on the Zoom call. I would have been like, fucking wait till I'm
तुम
done
लोग
editing.
सब साथ में बैठो मेरे.
Very funny.
ये देख सब इधर सिम बाबा सिम्स चालू हो गए. Proud of you बाबा with किसी.
No, I'm also proud of myself. Like, I didn't think I would make it through, by the way. I thought I would like leave at some point. Okay, Jose, Tripti, y'all can wait. Otherwise, we're going to read super chat. So if it's boring, y'all can bounce.
But then see, we don't know, na. Is it polite for us to leave?
आगे जाना
Are you
पड़ेगा.
saying nikal jao? We don't know.
No, legit. Whatever you feel. Whatever you feel.
No, if
Okay,
you,
let's see.
if you have shit to
So,
do.
whenever you feel like if you have shit to do, you can. All right. So we're
can't
going to
lie
start
about that.
reading. We're going to start reading super chats now. So first of all, everyone, please like the stream. Thank you so much for watching it. I'll read some of them and then everyone will start reading. So Rohan Kulkarni has sent $50 even before the stream really started, saying live again. You guys are awesome and better than the bald ghosts of your past. This represent take my paise.
Oh, no.
Thanks, Rohan, for that.
Thank you, Rohan.
Vedant says 100 episode live audience kind of situation हो जेश.
हाँ सब लोग मेरे घर पे आओ.
हाँ.
Live audience situation हो जेश. हाँ हो जेश.
Sahiti had sent money saying you'll be okay, Neville, at the top of the podcast. Yes, I've sort of survived that. Paritosh has said Bawa ko hard for doing this topic. Also Varun Discord.
Find me.
ढूंढो उसको.
Find me before I find you.
Tintin the reporter, Aadar and Daniel Fernandez are two of my fitness idols.
This is the perfect stream on which to comment that thought.
Yeah.
Aadar and Daniel Fernandez are two of my fitness idols.
So random.
While working out.
Very random.
While working out.
Oh, you're working out while doing this.
Okay,
So
that makes
Tintin
sense.
the reporter is doing biceps while we're talking Tripti ki naani आई. फिर वो going out like, yeah.
Oh, उसने brick फेंका. Oh, the brick is like it's like a shot put throw.
Valid thought though.
Okay,
Yeah.
Kautuk Srivastav. Prathamesh has said, can I get a shout out from a fellow Srivastava? So he is a...
Yes, Prathamesh, you can, but you are an SHRI and I am a SRI. So,
Oh,
on
unfortunately.
ये अलग अलग
technicality.
है. ये
Next,
gang बिच्छू
next.
gang.
अलग गांव, बाजू वाला गांव.
No, no,
All
my
right,
child,
Shivam,
shout out anyway, Prathamesh, shout out.
Shivam Upadhyay has said, need a podcast for Kautuk's choice of food.
Oh, I can finally
That would be a
unleash.
podcast, bro.
Yeah.
Pani puri, jawar ball.
No.
इतना छोटा.
But he makes up for it with numbers.
Kautuk's choice of food, the podcast for Kautuk's choice of food is any trash that you can find. Just please use that. AK has sent, he has said, I'd sent 50 dirhams last week, but stream ended, not read. So we're sorry about that, AK. I'm your regular viewer from Nepal. Also, I don't believe in ghosts. Ray deserves an episode. Ray as in on Netflix, Ray.
The series. Huh?
Talk about it. Abhishek has said, my first ever super chat, please let it be used for Kautuk to buy something edible that will frustrate Bava even more.
You say it and it shall be done. I promise you.
Jawar ball.
You guys realize it's not just me who's getting irritated now, right? Even Aadar and Varun are getting equally pissed off with Varun snacks because they're just deteriorating. They're
No,
not-
I'm okay with snacks. मैं दुनिया भर का कचरा खाता है, bro. मेरा कोलेस्ट्रॉल
Yeah.
ऐसे हाई नहीं है, लेकिन
The
जहाँ
creativity.
मेरे चॉइसेस खत्म होते हैं, वहाँ कौतुक के शुरू होते हैं.
शुरू होते हैं. Pranav Nair says, so sorry, that was Pranav Nair. Pranav Nair also says, first ever super chat. Love your work, keep it going. What are your views on Hollywood and versus Bollywood ghosts?
Arey, Kautuk is doing a set on it. Watch it on his show.
Yeah.
Which is
working
on
the
18
vaccine.
July.
Which is on 18 July.
It
Hey,
is.
Shaitan Haveli is a great take on Bollywood ghosts. I love that.
Yeah,
That's
bro.
so
Yeah.
Thank
great.
you. We spoke about it in the previous one. So sorry, Pranav, asking this question. If you refer to that previous podcast, we actually spoke quite a bit about Bollywood ghosts, etc.
Chinmay Pandya has said, "ये लो, मैं जा रहा बंदी से बात करने."
Thanks.
Alright, Chinmay.
ये
रख।
स्मार्ट है. ठीक है. उधर टिंटिन द रिपोर्टर वर्कआउट कर रहा है हम लोगों को सुनते हुए.
Yash Yagnik says, "Missed out to super chat on binge watch, but please talk about the Man from Earth movie, and if haven't watched, please watch it."
Man from Earth.
Yes, we
Man
shall.
from
No,
Earth.
haven't watched. Will put.
Neha, thank you for your super chat. Siddharth Gaur says, "Keep eating Kautuk. I support you. Love you guys."
I don't know
Shruti,
why this is becoming about.
A thing.
Shruti has said, 5 minutes into the live, fuck, हम लोग सिर्फ 5 मिनट तक का सुपर चैट पढ़ रहे हैं भाई. 5 minutes into the live, 5 minutes into the live, already scared for Baba. Hope you are able to get some sleep tonight, Neville.
Same.
Thanks, Shruti. Should
You don't
I think
know.
हालत थोड़ा खराब होने वाला है. मेरे को लग रहा है ये लोग के पास एक और प्रैंक पड़ा है. जय मंगे.
तेरे बेडरूम में देख के आए.
Jay Mange says, "This is more like the movie Host, more like Searching, except it's a horror film." I'm assuming it was our lighting issue.
Our screens, yeah.
Ayush says, "Aadar singing is a ghost story episode."
Oh no.
JK. JK.
Wow.
He has said JK. "You guys kept me sane during my high school. Lots of love to you all. Thankfully, it's 11:30 a.m. in Canada." So, great, Ayush. Gunveer says, "First super chat for you guys. It would have been super cool if Kautuk had something red to drink for today. Also, new and big fan of you guys." So, Gunveer,
Thank you, Gunveer. Please make your other friends also new and big fans of us.
Thank you.
Society में बता दो some flyers and all if you can make.
Okay. Sharvi Sharma says, "Hey guys, last Tuesday was my birthday and the conspiracy theory part 2 made my day. So take my paise. I shall proceed to be haunted by this episode, and Neville, we're in this together." Thank you, Sharvi. Ridreb says, so she says she sent super chat. That's the username. Sneha from Bangalore. Or Bengaluru, if that's what she wants. "You guys have no idea all the stuff you've gotten me through. Long distance, new job, driving, anxiety, and a lot more. It's amazing how therapeutic this podcast has been. Always a TIS loyalist. P.S. Please try to do a podcast on non-Hindi movies."
We'll definitely do that. And Sneha, thank you so much for saying such nice things. We're glad we could be of
Thank you.
even
Thank you
little
so
bit
much.
help. Thank you.
Surbhi also has sent a super chat. So thank you, Surbhi. Praktik Singh.
Praktik.
Yeah,
Praktik.
Praktik Singh.
Practicing.
So practicing.
Practicing. His name is Practicing.
Oh.
Practicing. Yeah.
Oh.
मैंने एक बार 6 साल की उम्र में भाई की सूर्यवंशी और चंद्रमुखी बैक टू बैक देखी. अ ट्रू हॉरर स्टोरी.
अरे लेकिन दोनों मस्त पिक्चर
दोनों मस्त पिक्चर.
बोल रहे हो?
चंद्रमुखी
चंद्रमुखी भी अच्छी थी, सूर्यवंशी भी.
Look at these
Very few
boomers.
jump cuts.
It was a great movie, dude. It was a great.
चंद्रमुखी had
इस
श्रीदेवी
चीज
ना.
के बारे में बात नहीं
Yeah.
करने का.
that golden leaf, no?
अरे where he's small but then he becomes big the next day और उसका टाइटल ट्रैक था चंद्रमुखी.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that.
Uttara Tipnis.
This should be the trailer of the film, dude. Just Varun saying
Yeah.
this.
Chandramukhi.
Uttara Tipnis says, "Just drove from Indiana to California by myself, and your old episodes were the most played on my trip. Also, Mazi Aji."
माझी आजी खूप
Oh,
कोकणी
I was about Mazi.
भूताच्या गोष्टी सांगायची.
Man,
हा,
these-
मग आम्हाला पण सांग ना उत्तरा, कोकणातले भूत कसे असतात?
अरे
आजीज and
आप्यांचा
nannies, man.
ओळखला का? काय चाललं इकडे? बापरे. बापरे बाप.
Tintin the reporter says, "Baba, I have the best horror movie for you, Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. It has some genuinely cool scares and it's quite fun."
अरे
You know,
टिंटिन तेरा
whoever-
बाइसेप होगा क्या
If
मार
that's
के?
an insult or not. While he's working out, what is he doing?
I still feel like I think it's better. Like Scooby-Doo is not as good as The Exorcist. Maybe.
No, exactly. And anyone who knows Bawa knows that he's into Scooby-Doo and West Wing. Like those are the two things he's into.
Very. I was scared.
Reggie.
Very. Imagine a ghost whispering to you, but it's Scooby's voice.
Abhigyana says, Baba be like, फिर गलत स्थान पर ले आए हो. Thank you for all that you guys do for us. It's appreciated and treasured more than you'll ever know. Thank you, Abhigyana. Gayatri says, super chats are finally here in Bahrain. Been waiting to send you guys my first ever super chat. Love you all. I used to rewatch Friends all the time before. Now that's replaced with Tis. Oh,
क्या
high
बात
praise.
है, क्या बात है.
Wow.
Also,
High
Gayatri,
praise.
you know, more than super chats, if you can send us petrol from Bahrain, that will be
Petrol
really,
is very
really
important.
nice.
Share this podcast with some sheikhs who can pay us more.
क्योंकि फिलहाल जो सुपर चैट
my
आया है उसमें
God.
हम लोग आधा लीटर पेट्रोल खरीद सकते हैं. So please send petrol.
Between the four of us.
Yeah.
And that's not a comment on your super chat. That's a
Yeah, it's a comment on our petrol price.
But this is why we don't share super chats on our thing, because we don't want this to happen.
Karan says, बहुत टाइम से करना था, कर दिया. Favorite guys on YouTube, subtle and yet so funny. How do you guys know so much about everything? Like literally everything, it's inspiring. The show is called Internet Set, so हम लोग Google करके आते हैं.
हम लोग कुछ नहीं आता है. हम लोग ऐसे प्रिटेंड करते हैं कि आता है. हम लोग अच्छा रट्टा मार लेते हैं, फिर इधर के ऐसे उगलते हैं जैसे हमने सोचा आइडिया. But
Navjinder,
glad we could help.
Navjinder says, do more ghost story session. This gang is the best. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Deep Shah says, thanks a lot for the great work. You guys are doing a great job. Thanks a lot for the great job you guys are doing. Look forward to every Tuesday and this. Baba, keep the blue flag flying high and West Wing is the best show. Yes, Sorkin is God. Satvika says, thought it as a blackout. Hadn't read the title. Lol. Started listening from 2019. Received
Recommended.
Oh, the apostrophe.
Hey, boom, boom, boomer.
Read it all.
हमारा प्यारा boomer.
He said REC apostrophe D. That's received.
अरे reading class लगा ले बाबा.
Hey, boomer.
Recommended to my friends. Also, you guys are so much fun. Thank you, Satvika. Thank you.
Be like Satvika, guys.
Deepti Bharti has said, my first super chat ever. The past few months have been tough and you guys are the reason I still have my sanity intact. Genuinely love you guys. Thank you, Deepti. Hope you're doing better. Karan Patil says, alag se for Jose. Ghost.
Yeah. Yeah.
ये मैंने ही भेजा दूसरा अकाउंट से. Thank you guys.
अभी तो तेरे बहुत आएंगे अकाउंट से because this is when you joined.
Bro, तेरे आने से the chat has lit up, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody was listening. They're like, Jose, Panvel.
For a little while, you know how wedding ke baad all the family members the wedding is over. And you know, and there's some people who are not part of the family, they're just standing around waiting ki kab khatam hone wala hai. That is me until like just now. So अच्छा है, बहुत अच्छा feeling. Thank you guys.
Vikram says, Jose with Tis on ghost streams. Dream team.
तो होसे हम लोग आ रहे हैं फिर फ्राइडे को वापस.
राइवल्स तुम लोग कैसे कर सकते हो? तुम लोग भी कर रहे हैं गोस्ट स्टोरी. हम लोग भी. अरे इन लोग का फाइट होना चाहिए सबके बीच में. गलत है.
We should do a thing, man. A game show.
We should do a
people
boxing
who are
match.
doing ghost podcasts.
These stories are better than those stories. Fuck those people. Fuck them.
I'm waiting for Indian YouTubers to get into boxing. Like just have a proper boxing match.
Bro, hilarious. That'd be really funny.
Okay.
What a good idea.
Sarita says, Kautuk, we really have to go to another live stream.
Oh God, yeah.
Sarita says, we have been watching you all and try not to miss any podcast. Love hanging out with you guys. Thanks, Sarita.
Thank you.
Hi, boys. I love listening to you all talk on Clubhouse. Yesterday, managed to catch glimpses while at work. Keep going, boys. Thank you. Shruti says, Varun Thakur, what about the cat sound though?
Hey, yeah, what about that?
अरे वो कैट साउंड आदमी कर रहा था. हाँ. ऐसे कोई सेपरेट कैट साउंड नहीं था, वो आदमी कर रहा था. वो कैट भी नहीं था, वो आदमी था.
Shruti says, Varun Thakur, Shruti also says, Jose looks like a big-headed baby's ultrasound with that filter on.
Wow. And there was no filter on at the time, I remember. This
is not
ma'am. Fair enough.
Instead of movie, I should just watch Jose's ghost story stream. I stopped watching when I heard weird noises in the house when I was alone after watching.
Oh man, worst case scenario.
After one of these streams now that we did, my wife had not put up a painting properly. They used string or something and it fell down randomly at 3 in the morning.
Oh God, man.
And then I started thinking, is this a coincidence? Koi aa gaya kya screen ke through? But be careful, Baba. You never know.
Yeah,
Don't
मैं
mock
तेरे को
the
बोल रहा
ghosts.
बाबा तू अपने बेड के नीचे देखना जब भी रूम में गया बस.
हाँ.
3 a.m. here in Sydney. This one looks fun. We'll finish watching it tomorrow. Really saw today as I took Pfizer yesterday. पैसे घ्या, enjoy करा वरुण. Love you all.
Thanks भाऊ मी आता फायजर घेईन इकडे.
हाँ. Ashish Kumar.
Faisal.
Ashish Kumar and Prachi Yadav, thank you so much for your super chats. Vaishali Kataria, thank you for that. Nick says, all you guys, you all guys are too awesome. Thanks a ton for making us happy. Bava OP, Kautuk OP, Aadar OP, Varun OP. Jose also OP. I am putting
And
Jose.
Trupti OP.
Thank you, Neville.
Trupti
Yeah.
Ajji OP.
Thank you,
Ajji
Trupti
OP.
and Jose.
And Ajji also OP. Tintin once again has said, ghosts cannot harm Dom Toretto because he has a family.
Family.
By the way,
I read this in
Don
between.
Toretto memes are hilarious. Okay, there was
It's
one where
hilarious.
there's Loki saying, I have an army. And
I
Don
have
Toretto saying,
family.
We have a
I
family.
have a family.
Don't worry.
Fast and the Furious.
Smita C has sent 2,000 Norwegian kroners.
I've already converted it. That's 17,209 rupees.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Shut the fuck up.
Hi,
How many
guys.
salmon can you buy?
I'm going to
Yes.
take a long time to read this. Hi, guys. You have been my best friend since the start of the pandemic last year. You've been a great comfort on many a lockdown day in the cold, dark Oslo. Thank you for the banter, and I hope you guys go on for a long time to come. The amount is not a mistake. You guys totally deserve
Well,
it.
I was actually going to say that. I said, maybe they've accidentally added another
Every
zero,
time we
but
think that somebody adds an extra zero, but
Dude, she's not sent a super chat. She sent salary. So
Yeah,
bro.
congrats, guys.
Bro, Smita के घर में no light, no AC, कुछ नहीं. Just you guys.
but चाहिए भी नहीं ना नॉर्वे में है तो आधा 6 महीना लाइट चाहिए 6 महीना एसी नहीं
That's amazing.
but
That's
thank you
really
so much,
amazing.
Smita. That's really sweet of you. Thank you.
Crazy.
चाहिए. Why don't you guys do a podcast simultaneously from each one's account so that way you all get subs?
I'm not sure. That's not how it works. And we trust me, that's not how it works.
Yeah. And just go subscribe anyway. Like if you know who we are.
But कर दो.
Yeah.
आप.
Don't be mean.
Very funny.
Swati says, Baba sitting in the dark and listening to the stories. Yes, it is going to.
On
Chirag
mute.
has sent another super chat. No. Second of the day. This one is for Jose.
Nice.
Did you see me turn away like this for a moment and do some typing work and then I came back? Well, then, good.
All right. Varun Bhake says, been following you guys since episode 1 of the big question. The Fab 4 you are. Quick question. In each person's opinion, who is the funniest of the other 3?
We all are our own.
I think the
I think
funniest
Kautuk's
person
hilarious.
amongst all three is Jose.
I was going to go with the cameraman, but whatever you guys are good with.
Prachi said, no, do we want to create a rift? We can, guys. Prachi
Yeah.
has said, Varun
I
Love-
think Kautuk is funniest.
I also think Kautuk is
I also think Kautuk is funniest. So I guess.
Wow, what a fucking landslide.
That was really quick.
सब लोग अलग-अलग नाम में कैसे Kautuk.
I think it's just easier to get it done that way. Prachi said, Varun
You can't
loved,
afford another rift.
Varun loved Ask Mom Anything. The Ask Mom Anything stream. Please do one with your dad soon. Neville, we need you on all the podcasts. Thank you. We shall.
He also
On
needed
all-
on the podcast. Need to edit
On
somewhere.
all podcasts.
Yeah.
On all the podcasts.
उधर suddenly
people's
Oprah
also.
पे today we have with us.
Okay, Anushri Pradhan.
जो रोटी में से चालू कर रहा है,
Anushri
बाकी
Pradhan
पीछे
has
से
sent $50 and sent a joke which I will read. What is a ghost's favorite direction?
What?
Horizontal.
Nice.
क्या बात है.
Would have loved to stay and watch the live, but my husband would then ghost me for not waiting to watch with him. So your buck brings back pure joys in our lives. Thanks for existing in blood and flesh. Weird choice of words on this stream.
Very
Yeah.
weird,
Weird choice.
yeah, very weird.
But
Maybe just check the walls of your house. If you hear anything screeching.
Priya Parekh says,
They have dolls of all of you all at home, man. Poking holes through it.
And then
and all.
poking holes. Ah, fuck.
okay. Priya Parekh has said, read about your clubhouse live. Have been waiting for you guys to do the same on Discord for a while. Hope to see you there.
We
Discord
should,
rep.
we should.
Okay.
Oh, very nice.
All right.
Discord is called
Smita-
Discord. I like
No.
Yes,
This is a
Jose.
mistake.
Discord is called
This
Discord.
is a mistake.
Tuesday is called Tis Day. ठीक है, हमने ऐसे ही चल रहा है इधर.
Oh,
और
no,
ये
it's
मेरे को
one
दे
second,
रहा
one
था वो
second.
MTV वाला
No.
पन and all.
This is a copy. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. So I'm assuming that it's not sent again by Smita.
No, it's not. It's
She
not.
sent 2,000 kronas again.
No.
It's the same.
Shit, yeah,
It's a
shit.
copy error. All right.
Good,
Manoj
and then
Shetty.
we'll find out that there is no Smita in Norway.
And the kronas were actually brose.
Manoj Shetty has said, my friend had a nightmare that a ghost was sitting on his chest and licking his face. He was scared and he opened his eyes and it was a dog licking his face. Immersive ghost experience. Hilarious. Darvinder Kochar says, love you all, bhai log. Jose, let's nerd out on 3D printing sometime. Just converted my Ender 3 to a 400 by 400.
What? You managed to
It's
do
fucking
400?
Greek and Latin right now. Jose?
Sai
I understood that,
Yeah, no, for us.
but barely.
Sai Kamath says, has sent 11 euros to say, just lucky that it's still daylight here in Berlin while I listen to your ghost stories. Hey,
Yeah,
Euro paise.
पैसे क्या बात है.
Thanks, भाऊ. Berlin मध्ये.
Tintin the reporter has said, Sidhi saw Venom.
I never thought about it. Could be.
Devesh has said, this feels like those power cut evenings when we as kids assembled and shared our totally fake horror stories but with full confidence.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shrikev Reddy has said, do another true crime podcast.
Ray, I'm on, dude.
Sudipti Vijay has said this episode is Maja Max. Kautuk, consider doing a ghost story reading sesh. He does that on Discord once in a while. So
Yeah.
go there. Sankalp Sheth has said, how am I supposed to sleep after listening to this? You better give me tips to sleep or keep doing the live till morning. Kuch tips do Varun.
अरे
अरे
ऐसे
फिर
वैसे
go
थोड़ी
to
चलता है.
stream ना, you
Tips
come there.
whips.
Ah,
no,
come
I
to
think
forward.
tips
Come to
whips.
forward.
Tips whips is, I think, Varun's.
तो तेरे
Akanksha Matthews has said, Varun, Neville, Kautuk and Aadar, you guys are amazing. I watch all your podcasts and I absolutely love them all. Keep coming back for more. Can't get enough. Jose's misheard lyrics is brilliant and I can't stop laughing.
Yeah, I still watch them sometimes.
Yeah, dude.
Jose, तेरे 6 साल पुराने misheard lyrics I still
I'm
watch
checking
and
the
laugh.
chat. There no such message came. Neville is just making stuff up now to make me feel
Lots
better.
of-
I know.
Lots of luck and to all, God bless. Don't wait. Arun Bhargava said, I've tried explaining to so many people why I love this podcast. I always fail to explain. Try harder.
You fail to explain or they fail to understand?
How
Like you
sweet.
explain it well, but they're like, यार मजा नहीं आ रहा है. But thank you.
You
Thank
mean
for
4
trying.
guys? They talk, okay? Then like, oh no, it's just 4 guys. They talk.
Then you can work out while watching.
आदर तू हेडफोन लगा के बात कर.
हाँ, please.
हाँ, खुश वीरमानी सेड, क्या बढ़िया फ्री की सेवा कर रहे हैं तुम लोग, बस इतू सा पैसे देने का था, मंदिर से बढ़िया यहाँ दे दूं. थैंक्स रे दिमाग को सेन रखवाने वाले के लिए. ओके, थैंक यू. शुभम मिश्रा सेज, love you guys, you are my बर्तन धोना buddies for a year now. Congrats.
Guys, I always wonder how do you listen to us while like तो ठन बर्तन घिस रहा है तो कैसे सुन रहा है, मतलब I don't get it.
Listen, I never got a chance to tell you guys about this, but on our stream when Varun had showed up for the ghost stories, there's this guy named Tanveer Ansari who looks like he looks like Varun but 10 years ago. Like if Varun goes back in time and meets himself, you meet Tanveer. You must bring him onto your podcast just to show your fans
100th
what that-
episode. Hey, Jose, send me his
Unbelievable.
contact, whatever you
Oh,
have.
hey, he's in the chat right now. And you don't worry. You don't have to find him. He'll find you. Tension नहीं लेने का.
अरे तनवीर क्या कर रहे हैं?
तेरा घर पे पहुंच गया.
खिड़की से आया अंदर.
Thank you, Varun Bhargav. Thank you so much for that. AK has sent saying a pic in my phone of me sleeping. I live alone.
Oh.
ये वो Facebook वाली गर्लफ्रेंड होगी तेरी, bro.
Varun Bhargava says, love from Montreal. Would love to sit with you all someday over a chai. You guys
We
are
would also love to come to Montreal, but nobody is calling us.
Mriganka sends hearts. Milan has said 12 a.m. EST पे करो यार, अभी जॉब पे होता हूँ. अरे भाई जो भी टाइम स्लॉट पे करता है कोई ना कोई जॉब पे होता है यार, और फिर हम लोग को गाली पड़ती
तो
है.
हम लोग कब जॉब करें?
इमरान says
हम लोग का सैलरी ओस्लो से आ रहा है.
हाँ, जैसे हम ऐसे ही क्रोनर में कमाते हैं क्या, पागल?
Next
अभी
we will
स्मिता
speaking
जब
in a
बोलेगी-
different language.
अगर तू और तृप्ति एक्सचेंज कर ले हेडफोन, क्योंकि उधर से तेरे को उधर का माइक एक्टिवेटेड है मेरे को लग रहा है. इमरान says love you guys, keep up the great work. If you ever do a show in Canada, I would love to meet up. Yes, Imran.
We would also love to do
Shashank-
shows.
Shashank Karnik has sent 15 Canadian to say, have not seen you IRL since 2017.
In real life.
I know, Baba.
Bombs.
I've not seen you IRL since 2017. ये लो ticket के पैसे. Love you from Canada. Kautuk looks like a tabla singer at a wedding sangeet.
What? That's the first.
I can see it. मैं दिख रहा है अपने को.
Okay, I'm sorry, Kautuk.
I can't unsee. I can't unsee.
Yeah. Also, the thing is, the problem is, I started reading it and I got to the sentence at the end before realizing it. You know what I'm saying?
Superb. There you go.
Amit Janeja has said, sad that I can't send 1.1 Shagun. Your podcast helps me get through my cardio 4 days a week. Thanks for being regular with this. You have a vote. You have my vote at Deadant.
Yeah, guys, just a reminder, if you like our podcast, please go vote for us on the.
And
at the
don't
Dead
vote
End
for this
Comedy
Jose
Award.
fellow.
Yeah, this Jose fellow, na.
Oh, I thought the right thing to do was that everybody who's nominated just don't talk about it at all. माँ की आँख. अरे हरामी, तुम लोग सुन रहे कि नहीं? अब मेरा Discord पे आ जाओ, हम लोग बात करते हैं.
Jose, how do you think we won last time?
God damn it.
Mayank Jain says, love from Dublin. You guys have no idea how this podcasts are helping me to have some motivation to work every week after feeling very lonely out here. Ma Qasam, the best content podcast.
It's Marcusum.
Yeah. But Mayank, thank you and good luck.
Marcusum तो बराबर ले भाव डबलिन से बोल रहा है. Of course, he sounds like धर्म जी.
Priz MFUC.
MUFC.
I know. I
Manu.
was just saying I didn't want to do it. That awkward moment when you're woken up in the middle of the night because you hear a banging on the window, but then you realize it's actually coming from your mirror. Good
Holy
night.
shit. Oh, fuck.
Oh my God. Good one.
One
Good
credit
one.
on how I read it. Just so you know.
Superb. Very nice. Very nice.
Very good one. Atharva says, Jose के गीजर चालू नहीं हुआ अब तक. Favorite episode.
There is a story here, isn't it?
Yes. Abhiram.
Alexa, geyser on karo.
Abhiram said, love you all. Kautuk, you are my mentor when it comes to weird food combinations. I've tried it all. Idli and ketchup, Maggie and curd.
Oh, fuck. Okay,
This
guys,
is-
we're going to
this
end this
is-
podcast right now. Bas.
This is the cult I want to start.
Harshad has said, Varun, awesome. Aadar, amazing. Kautuk to damn good. ओ जे तो बाप है तृप्ति ने तो फाड़ दिया बस बावा ही फटेश है नो प्रेजिंग बावा ट्रेंड स्टार्ट करो वी आर ऑलमोस्ट डन Rishabh has said Harshad has said oh no that's done Rishabh has said you guys are awesome and thanks for making Tuesdays super keep going cheers thanks Rishabh Sauradeep has said really enjoying the stream a lot but my major concern is 442 late चालू होगा हाँ तो जाने दो ना
वो तो होगा.
Aditya said har army represent when there's something strange in the YouTube hood who you gonna call ghost podcasters 442 10 habubus to this crossover
New genre of podcast is ghost podcasters.
this crossover episode Lucky says I'm sorry guys but nobody can beat Jose's ghost streams it's true
Yeah, no.
That's true.
Yes, yes.
That's why we got him on this also.
Are Aadar
To balance it out, I'll read a message that said that these stories are much better than Jose's streams. Hey guys, we should do this whole game. तुम्हारा stream कहते हैं?
Yeah, I agree.
क्या हो गया इधर?
वीरो, मैं फ्राइडे को आके दिखाता हूँ तेरे स्ट्रीम पे.
the funniest end to today would be that Jose switches off his filter and then everyone screams with terror. Love you, Jose.
Good idea. करने हैं, बता देना.
Otrei says the ghost living behind my house. Kautuk knows liked this episode. Coming to haunt me tonight.
Yes, I found out through Discord. So join Discord. It is a great place to find
Rania-
out where authorized ghost is.
Rania says love the podcast. Also, please do one on 2000s Bollywood.
Yes,
Yes.
it's in the works.
Shubham says sets a nice atmosphere workout on terrace at night.
Wow.
Uh,
क्या चल
Shivam,
रहा है dude?
super chat
Guys,
भेजते
तुम लोग
रहो.
क्या वर्कआउट करते हो एग्जैक्टली मेरे को
आवाज.
समझ में नहीं आ रहा है रात को घोस्ट स्टोरीज पॉडकास्ट सुनते हुए.
हाँ शिवम सुपर चैट भेजते रहो नेविल को लेट करो कर आवाज अरे जा रहे हैं आयुष says this episode actually felt like we were sitting stop it guys enough this episode actually felt like we were sitting in the same room the number of fresh and intriguing episodes Tish has pulled out is unreal Tish should last a lifetime lots of love do a live of Tish.
That's really sweet, but why is my mom signed in as Ayush?
Shrikant has sent 50 euros saying greetings from the Netherlands big fan of Tish and Kan Masti
Arey,
अरे,
this masti.
there's
Pranav
only one intersection there. That this one person.
Pranav, one for Trupti, Marathi Mulgi Heart, Aadar La Fatke. Trupti, Marathi Mulgi, Aadar La Fatke de.
हाँ, अरे दे कान फड़ात मार एक चीज आईला
Pritham has said, make way for Jose. आज सबकी है मजे. This stream was such a swell कि कोई नहीं गया पनवेल. Also,
Very
Tripti,
nice.
thank you. Rohan says, ये Tripti Khamkar, Bhadippa represent.
Yes.
It's in the game. Thank you so much for the super chat.
Mad fun.
Uba Khan says, hey guys, a fellow Pakistani Canadian here. I've just started binging your content and I'm living for it. Thank you for making me laugh while I do graveyard shifts from home. 1 second. Wrong choice.
bad choice of episode to watch on Graveyard Shift.
Graveyard?
He says, Euro predictions, Aadar, Varun and Jose.
It's coming home.
Zoref
It's not.
says, please try Jackbox games like Drawful on the stream. I guarantee it'll be a lot of fun. Love you guys. Varun, can you please say Paishe in a drunkard style?
अरे पैसे दे ना गुजरा पैसे भाई की ना
It's on tap.
अरे घे तुझ्या आईला पैसे दे भुसडी द्या काय चालू पैसे क्रोनर दे क्रोनरच्या आईला रुपीज काय देतो रे रुपीज 5 रुपीज मी काय करणार
It's almost like he's not acting.
Is that?
Harley says,
तिने दिले 2000 क्रोनर तू साला डाउनर 50 रुपये देतो मला चट
he didn't give you pannasa, but Akshay Harle says, "442 late हो गया ये super chat वरुण को पढ़ने बोलो रे तो बावा जल्दी." All right,
हो गया,
2 more
खत्म.
minutes and we are going. Arth says, बावा बहुत मस्त काम करता है एक बार गाली दे दो हट भड़वे. Karthik says, जागते रहो. Karthik says, जागते रहो or whatever.
Awesome.
So thank you so much
Amazing.
guys. For
गाइस जाने के पहले स्ट्रीम को लाइक करो होजे के स्ट्रीम पे भी जाके लाइक करो उसके चैनल को फॉलो करो तृप्ति के चैनल को
Please.
फॉलो करो सबको
कर
फॉलो
देना.
करो एंड थैंक यू सो मच गाइस तृप्ति होजे बोथ थैंक यू so much for coming.
Thanks
This
for having
was
me on,
a
man.
lot of
Great fun.
Yes.
I think one of our best episodes and a lot of fun.
मजेदार.
Hope to do a lot more with you guys. What the fuck is
मजेद.
Aadar up to?
okay.
नहीं हम लोग राइवल्स है अभी यार तुम लोग अच्छा गोस्ट स्टोरीज बताते हैं हमारा उधर वो एक औरत आई उसका लंबा बाल था सबको फीवर हो गया है मैं नहीं ये राइवल्स
एंथोलॉजी सीरीज चल रहा है यहाँ पे मोटर बाइक पर
अगर कुछ सुनाई नहीं दे रहा है तू अपने आप में ही एको है.
हेलो हाँ सुन
हाँ.
हाँ.
तू क्या
Now,
अपने
hello.
हाथ को ईयरफोन बना रहा है क्या?
अरे दिस इज साउंड वर्क्स लाइक दिस ऐसे जाता है बाउंस होके
How is he doing that? He's like a wizard
Sound
with the
works
sound.
like this.
Okay.
He's catching the
Yes,
sound and
yes,
sending it to the
Arun,
mic.
close the podcast. Bye bye.
बाजीगर हो
Okay.
बाजीगर.
Thank you
guys.
so much,
Yes.
guys. Good night. Take care. Shaba
Yes,
khair.
yes,
Salam ishq. Bye bye.
बाय बाय
My soul is leaving.
अरे Cyclops.
Okay. Stop stream.